Turn down the music. What's up, guys? Everybody's tuning in. Getting what's up, David and Shauna Kersley. Hey, I haven't talked to her in forever. She's over in Maryland. I've known her for a long time. That's pretty cool. What's up, Mark? Kevin, how's trucking? Mark, I hope you're getting your truck ready to go. Cool. It's Shaggy with Shaggy's Consulting and Training Group over in Brazil, Indiana. We're going to get on tonight. Frank's going to be calling in a few minutes. And tonight we're going to be talking about everything with brokerages and trucking, like we always do. Every Wednesday night. Man, it's been really busy. We've been doing lots of one-on-ones and getting ready for our school next week. We have 2 schools left, the free ones, and they're freaking packed. And we've been doing, what's up, Hunter? Hey, Kelly. And they're packed. And we're going to be talking about all these wonderful broker trainings. You guys, like I've been working with Pacific Financial for a long time, and you get a lot of clients that are opening in brokerages, and we've had a lot of people come in here that have opened brokerages too. It's crazy, and we saw a lot of these people coming in like last week and past few weeks. We've had so many people that went to all these broker schools and spent a damn lot of money to do it too. You can't hear? Let's see. Dustin. Can you guys hear me? Right on, Wayne. Can you hear me, Wayne? Hi, Gilliam. Can you guys hear me over there too? It's my first time on YouTube. It's pretty cool. Has no sound. Can you guys hear me now? I'm trying 3 at once, so yeah, good and clear. All right, cool. How's Facebook? Everybody got Facebook? Pretty cool. All right, awesome. Let's see. Yep, good deal. All right, Hunter, Kevin, we got Jillian in the house, Kelly's in the house. We got Kevin, Marie, Mark, Shauna. Haven't seen her in forever. David's in the house. Awesome, cool. We're getting wired up. And on Facebook, we got people going to great. You know, guys, it's the Freedom to Learn movement. Me and Justin and Matt work really hard to make it available, and Frank to teach you guys stuff and help you guys know what you're doing in the trucking industry, getting your brokerages going after customers, what kind of customers, how to do it. Even I've been doing lots of dispatching services too, helping them get their stuff fixed and know really what to do. So, you know, it's crazy with 85% of trucking companies going out of business in 2 years, and then 75% of brokers in the first year. It's amazing how many people are paying for broker schools and they really don't know what they're doing. You know, we have had all these people in our classes lately that have came in and they've paid so much, like $950 and this and that, and they're getting showed like nothing. I mean, to get showed the basics, like to file your LLC, get your MCDOT, go get your bond. 21 days you're going to active. And 21 days you're going to go active, and then I want you know, not only do you go active, then they're going to tell you what software you're going to use, and then they tell you to go to Thomas Stat, Manta, Blue Book, all that good stuff. They tell you how to check Carrier 41 and do the Raymate system, but they don't, you know, and then they tell you how to make a phone call and be like, "Hi, this is Shaggy. We really want to haul some freight for you, or can we haul for freight, or you have any freight left?" And then they hang up. Or to go to this place instead of that place. And then you're just calling the same leads all the time. You don't get out and go canvas. And even if you get somebody when you're new, how are you even going to move them? What are you going to move them with? How are you going to run? What trucks are you going to run them? How are you going to control them? And who are you going to really get to move your freight because you don't have no credit? You know what I mean? That's the stuff, that you really got to know how to do. Move like 7 million your first brokerage in your first year. What's up, Darren? Robert? Kathy, Melissa's on here too. Awesome. All right. We got people on Facebook too. Joanne's on here. Hi, Joanne. You know, so, So we keep getting all these people that are coming in and spending money and going to these people. And it's the thing, when you're picking a broker school or you're going to do training, you really should check them out. Why don't you ask them what brokerage they really have, or make them put some customers on the line before you spend all that money. Let them see if they're doing the training at their brokerage. Maybe look up their brokerage MC number and see how much volume they're moving and really see who they're really moving, not just some lumber mill or watermelon place or maybe a mulch place or something like that. Why don't you make sure you see if they're real? I mean, so many of you guys are paying for these people that their brokerage hasn't even been in business a year, or it is a year, and they still can't even get factored by half the factoring companies out there because they're not moving anything. It's just unreal. I just don't get it. Frank's going to be calling in a minute. We have some really cool sponsors, guys, that help us out to do all this. Our sponsors that help us make these shows and do these trainings. In the next 2 weeks, we're going to have over 400 students that we've trained in 7 months. It's like cool. These last 2 classes are freaking rocking. And then it's not going to cost any of them a dime. They're going to cut, well, except for room and board and coming here, but it's going to be phenomenal because I'm going to try to get all my new PowerPoints I've been working on, like 50 pages, all in order. I'm going to try to do it all in like 2 days and see how much I can cram in. I'm going to blow their top off with information about starting trucking companies and stuff like that. Some of you guys, I don't talk about our partners a lot, but we have like Triumph Business Capital, wonderful company, man. They helps do a lot of our shows and stuff we do. And we also have DAT. They sponsor 13 load boards to help you guys learn how to book freight and move it whenever you don't know how. Like a lot of the brokers, they go to the broker schools that are out there and they can't move freight because they don't even know how trucking companies run. Hey, Chris. Hey, Aji. So we have our Cap Logistics, our broker partner. We have Lions Truck and Trailer for if you guys need equipment. We have Michael Cook, which you see a lot with Fleet Shield, the do e-logs, one of our partners. Commercial Fleet Data Systems. We have Fleet Screen Drug Testing, PFA, Pacific Financial, Samfar, and Fastlane Leasing, and also Rig Nation. So it's pretty cool. We have a lot of partners, guys, that have a lot of products to help you make your business successful and to stay in business too. I mean, that's most popular. I mean, 85% of trucking companies are going to have business in 2 years right now, and 75% brokers don't even make it past 90 days, but they all pay a lot of money. So we're talking about broker schools and training. What is that? I mean, if you go to one, what do you want to learn out of a broker school? That's my questions. What do you want to learn? And what do you think you should learn if you go to a broker school? And how are these guys charging so much when it seems like no one's making any money? What's up, Nestor? Hey, Kevin. Kevin just opened a brokerage out of Sumner, Illinois, and he's got a nice trucking company too. Let's get some questions and get Frank coming in. So how many people have thought about going to a broker school or did research on a broker school? Or why are you getting your brokerage going? Are you ready to get your brokerage going? And if you own a trucking company, why aren't you going after the customers in the first place? Especially with rates the way they are right now, how come more people aren't asking? I'm asking for help. Oops. I'm asking for help, How many of you guys are ready to open a brokerage or know if you really are? What's it going to take for you to move freight? And how's everybody doing this week with their customers and getting customers? Or what's freight? How's freight going this week? Are you guys adjusted to it yet with the rates being so bad? Are they coming up right now? Are you guys still chasing the spot market that hasn't fired up yet? How many of you guys have trucking companies that you have company drivers and you keep adding another truck to make more money, but you haven't learned to diversify yet? How many brokers are new and having trouble because they don't know how to do the opposite side and call brokerages and get freight so they can use that to utilize trucks to get their freight moved? What kind of questions do you guys have for tonight? Hey, I got a guest for you. I'm going to put Ahmad on, my one student this week, because he came when everybody else was gone. He's going to tell you what he's learned this week and what he's been doing. Hey, come on over, bud. Come on. Tell the group what you've been learning this week. I haven't had students on here forever. Hello? Yeah.
Hello, hi, how everybody doing? I don't even know what I'm looking at.
The cameras. There's two of them. One here, one there.
Okay, my name is Ahmad. My name is Ahmad Marble. I just started, I say, about Monday. I really just been learning the market. I've been trying to feel like how to do this and catch the terminology and see what I need to do just to be successful. So when I was looking for somebody to just fill me out and be a people person and talk to, Shaggy got you. He's gonna tell you exactly what you need to do, how you need to learn. He's gonna adjust to your learning. He's gonna tell you real life situations so you can relate to it, so you can be successful. Cause I feel like I can be successful. All I gotta do is just keep the wheel turning and don't reinvent it and just keep it going and do the same thing over and over and get the same production and then adjust. And he's also going to be there if I need to ask questions and mentor and stuff like he said he'll keep going, he'll build that relationship with you so you can go further. So it's not going to just get you, teach you something, then push you off and keep going. He's going to be there with you every step of the way as he can. He might be busy, but still he'll make time for you. He's going to treat everybody like a person, just not like a number. And I appreciate that about him.
What did you learn?
Man, what have I learned? I learned how to adjust. I learned how to call. I learned how to say different things. I learned how to read the market. I see what's home, what's game, where to go, how to bring somebody to come back.
Are you running trucks?
I am running trucks. I'm running three trucks actually. Three trucks. I started Monday and I have 9 already.
9 loads probably?
Yeah. I learned how to get the wiggle room, and it's always going to be adjusted. They might say this is what it's going for, but you always got to just take a chance. Let them say no. And you can always get something more than nothing.
And what do you learn about Landstar?
They're a double book of load. So when you think you're really talking to somebody, they're gonna put you on hold so they can talk to somebody else to make sure you can get it. So they working for free. But you gotta learn. And once you learn, just don't keep making the same mistake. And then you can go forward. I don't know what we got going. I really enjoyed the class because I could relate. And then that's about the best thing I could do.
Hey, what did you know before you got here? Scroll the mouse down and see if there's any questions.
What am I looking at? This is the first time I've done this.
Yeah, right here. You'll see where I scroll that down. There's questions. What are they talking about? Stop it.
I have never moved a load shiny. And how long has my company been in business? It's been in business, 2 years. But I've never moved a load until I got here. And they walked me every step of the way. If I had a question, they'll kick in, but they wouldn't be on the phone and say, hey, let me take it. They'll make you adjust to it and let you talk to them. So it's real easy. This is my first time actually getting on the phone, moving the load, and just trying to adjust to the whole atmosphere and what to say and how to make more money for, I guess, your customer. Because as long as your customer making money and you gonna make money, you have nothing to worry about. They'll keep coming back. But listen, what have I learned? I've learned that every number that you read is not the number really there. You have to really go into it and use Google Maps or use some other type of map source that you can just build up and just check where one is coming from and where it's going to. So therefore you can get the right adjustment with the lane and start making the right quote and just take a 10% chance or a 15% chance. So that's that wiggle room. So you can always say that there's gonna be a profit made for you.
Hold on, Frank.
Well, Shaggy, he has told me that there's different ways to go about getting the shippers. So this is going to Shauna Campbell. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. I apologize. So you can really call, but that's not a really good way to go about it because 1,000 people will call you 1,000 times a day. Soon you get tired and they won't entertain you. But if you can go there and not through the front door because they got security guards, will be a secretary. So you need to go through the back door. You need to introduce yourself. You need to get your way from the bottom all the way up, and then they'll introduce you to somebody else. So therefore, it won't be just you barging in. It'll be you have a connect to someone that you can talk to that help you get there. So it'll be more friendly and more welcome there instead of just trying to get another load or trying to get some money. So it's a different way to approach it.
Hold on, Frank.
How you doing, Matt? So Melissa, this is a good question. Are you a broker or a carrier? I am not a carrier. I would not drive a truck. But I am pursuing to be a broker, but before you become a broker, there was other things that I need to learn first. So if you can dispatch and also teach somebody else to dispatch, that'll be one source of income. And then you can pursue going into being a broker, and then you can start dispatching and have assets and will be your carriers or your trucks. And therefore, you can now have two sources of income, and then you can have more with the fuel card, where that will be a third source of income. So you can be something that's going to repeat it monthly, then will be something repeating bi-monthly, then you could be having bills paid, and then you have more so you can expand, and you can invest into. You're welcome.
Hold on, Frank. Let me try it again.
Any more questions?
Hold me right back.
What? Here goes Shaggy.
I'm trying to get this name down. Hold on. We'll get Frank in here. Hold on. We're getting on a speaker to work.
Battery full.
You there, Frank?
Hello.
Hey, there he is. All right. Now we got Frank in the house. What's going on, Frank? We're talking about broker training and everything else. We got.
I was having lunch. I was having lunch today at Prince's Hot Chicken in downtown Nashville because we're getting ready for the NFL draft down here.
Are you serious?
The events start tomorrow. 300,000 people coming in, and I was sitting minding my own business, bothering no one at Prince's Hot Chicken, Nashville Hot Chicken, and a midget came running in there and asked me, "Have you seen this guy Shaggy?" I said, "No, not for a couple of weeks." And he said, "You tell that sumbitch I want my bicycle back. I'm coming to Nashville June 1st, and I want my bicycle back." So I'm sorry I was a little late. It took me a while to get the midget off of me. Once I got him off of me, gave him a little hot chicken. He seemed to be okay, but he knows your name and he thinks you got his bicycle. So, good luck with that. Good luck with that.
It's going to be terrible. The Swoggle's going to be pissed. Hey, so what do you think about this?
He's already mad.
So what do you think about what's going on with all these students paying all this money for these broker schools with no bond?
Well, here's what I think.
Researching.
I think a lot of these guys, when I'm out there riding in my truck, I don't do it all the time anymore. Once in a while, I've got I got Sirius radio in there, and I listen to this stuff, and I tune into it, and it occurs to me after about 5 minutes that most of the people that have been in this business for more than 3 or 4 years can see through all that stuff, all that crap, and realize that it's just a bunch of crap. I was talking last week on the show here about how everything, all these people sitting in the truck stop on their iPad watching our show, and they're thinking, holy shit, what are we getting into here? And a lot of these radio talkers, people I hear on the radio, they've never had an original thought in their life. They listen to one show and then they get on their show and repeat everything. I even heard a guy last week telling everybody that he had discovered that there's only 3 ways to broker freight. 3 ways: dedicated, semi-dedicated, and transactional. I've been talking about that for 10 years, but all of a sudden he decided that he made it up. So, if people want to pay a lot of money and go to those schools for 2 or 3 days and get some pre-printed junk, and these guys talk about, something they heard somebody else talk about, then more power to them, because it's a free country. Everybody needs to do what they want to do. Or they can come here and talk to people that have been doing it for, 20 years, 30 years, and we'll do our best to help them. do our best to tell them what we know and what we've learned, and everything's changing. It's a changing industry, and we're keeping up with that. We're still successful. My customers are begging for more trucks right now, and I'm working hard on putting them on. So that's what I think about it. I think a lot of these people are a lot better at getting on the internet and starting a school, or they think that is a school, they call it a school, and charging people money, to come in and find out what you can find out right here on Wednesday night, pretty much for free. So that's what I think about it. I think it's funny. It's funny to me.
We got questions already. Ready?
Let's see. Let's start with this one. How do you start a ship company to ship in loads to haul from overseas? Do you have to know how to drive a boat? Well, Melissa, a lot of companies already do that. If you look around at maritime corporations, there's a whole bunch of them that do that. A lot of our goods come from Asia. A lot. All you got to do is walk through Walmart and look at the tags on the clothes and everything else they got here, made in China. A lot of our stuff comes from South and Central America, back and forth, and they bring it in on containers, and they hire drayage companies to come in and pick up those containers and deliver the product, maybe reload some other product, and bring their container back. So if you want to get into international shipping, it's really not that. I've done it. I've been doing it for 25 years. It's really not that much different than trucking, except that you add a step or two. Okay, instead of loading your freight on a truck and sending it to Orlando, now what you do is you're loading it on a truck to send it to a port, to put it on a ship, to send it to Puerto Rico, to unload it and have a truck deliver it. So there are ways to do it, and a lot of people are already in that business and they're good at it. If you just look for companies that are in the business of shipping internationally, there's a ton of them out there. It's not a new thing. I've been doing it for FEMA and the federal government as a primary contractor for 25 years.
We got a new question. Can you broker just for your own trucks?
Absolutely.
No one else?
Sure you can. Sure.
That's what we're telling everybody to do. That means just going and get a customer and stop. When you're yelling about the brokerages out there and saying the freight's cheap, but you haven't got one time asked the customer to haul for them, but you want to yell about all the cheap freight.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that. We at our company, we have our trucking company. It's a small trucking company that we use basically to keep our customers happy, with freight that we don't usually broker. And but all of the loads in our company come through our brokerage, and that's just to make it easier for the customer, because then they've only got, they're only getting a freight bill from one place, and they only have to write a check to one place. So it's a lot easier for them to deal with that way. And we like to make things as easy for our customers as we can. But yeah, absolutely. You can broker to your own truck. Sure you can.
He said,
do it all day.
We got to make sure that they have a TWIC RFID to get into the ports if they're going to do ports.
Yeah, if you're going to haul containers for somebody, reach out to some of the shipping companies. Off the top of my head, Maersk is a big one, Crowley Maritime. You see them all the time out there on the road, these containers. And all you have to do is call them up and say you want to haul them. I will tell you this, just so you know, it's really, really cheap. So be prepared for that. It's cheap and it's heavy. And most of the time, those containers, the frames that they put them on are in terrible shape. And if you blow a tire, you got to pay for it. So, if I were you, I would get some more advice before I jumped into that line of work. A lot of people do it. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are really good at it, and they've been doing it for years and years. I know some guys here in Nashville, that love to haul intermodal freight all the time. And they've been doing it for years. They're good at it. but you really need to learn something about it before you jump into it, because most of the time, you know, they want you to run pretty cheap. When I say cheap, I'm talking $1 a quarter, $1.35 a mile.
Yeah, I hear that
Lorenzo's
too.
saying that chassis are trash, but you can make money. Yeah, if you know what you're doing, you know, you can make some money.
And your DOT's #1 target.
Yeah.
Trashies are trash, but you can make money. True. Is TIA helpful? Is TIA helpful? You know, I don't even think Corey's got TIA yet. It hasn't helped us at all. What do you think?
I don't. I've never messed with it.
I don't know anybody who's had it. So
I don't either.
I wouldn't personally
either.
know about it. That's something I wouldn't know about. Here's Christine's got a question. Hey guys, good to see you. Question: what's the best way to find carriers to haul for you? How do you know if they are good? It's a good question.
Well, you know, there's the you can stick them on DAT or Internet Truck Stop or one of the other services. Stick your loads out there, and carriers will call you up. A lot of times, you'll recognize the name of the carrier, you know, because you see them around and you've heard about them, and you know this and that. A lot of times you will not. DAT has some tools that you can use to do checks on carriers. You know, find out. You know what their safety score is, what their whether they're real or not. Yeah,
you could use
carrier 411 is good. Yeah. You know, they can find the only way you're going to find out if a carrier is good, and my definition of good and yours might be different. I want somebody that's going to take care of my customer, treat them right, you know, treat them with respect, make them happy. I want them, they're going to pick up on time, take good care of the freight, not tear everything up, bust everything up, and deliver on time. I want people that go in there with a clean piece of equipment, ready to load, ready to go, and, you know, they don't go in there stinking or nasty with a bunch of trash in their trailer and stuff like that. That just makes customers mad. So I like to use the same carriers all the time, and I pay them more. I do. My profit margin's a little bit lower than a lot of guys, but you know what? I've had the same customers for 12, 15 years, and you know my goal is to keep them happy and keep them calling me every morning with freight.
And for finding carriers,
you know, use them a few times, get to know them, have a conversation with them. You know, just tell them what your expectation is, and if they do a good job for you, use them again.
And for finding carriers, I mean, you can go to SaferWeb and type up the state where your freight's out of and sift through some of the people that way. You can go to, like if you have DAT Power, it tells you to search for trucks up there, look for them that way and call them up, have a relationship. Like we were talking about Minot, North Dakota last week for finding carriers. And so I've talked to a few people this week. So one of the cool things like about that story about Minot, North Dakota, if you're going out there to sell freight, what's wrong with going to Carrier 411 or Safer or whatever and finding carriers that are based in that area, or maybe do the posted truck for carriers that are in and up out there and find the carriers that are local and ask them if they even work with the people that you're getting ready to go solicit. If they haven't, find out where they run and what they do. And then when you go into the customer, you have carriers to solve the problems with. So you use carriers that way too.
You know, when you book a truck, when you put a load on a truck, a good broker will ask several questions, you know, and my guys do it, you know, all day, every day. You know, you want to ask a couple of questions. You know, number one, how many trucks do you guys have? What kind of trailers have you got? You know, are they pretty new? How many times a week are you in my area? How many times do you get here? You know, ask them those questions, because you know what? If they say, well, I got 20 trucks and I'm in your area 5 times a week, you just sold 5 loads. If you can put them on one, you can put them on all 5. Okay? Right. Ask those questions, qualify the carrier, find out some things about those people, you know, and get them working with you, make them a partner, build a relationship. That's a great get that relationship going with those guys. I tell you what, carriers and their drivers love that, because they love it when they get into an area and they can go pick up at the same place. You know, they get to know the people there. They know the way in and out. They know where to sleep, you know, find a place to sleep. They know where to eat. They know where to, you know, get fuel. You know, once they get in a habit like that, once they learning. It just makes everything so much easier for them, and they like it. And and if they're liking it and you're paying them well, then they tend to keep calling you back, and keep working with you.
We got more questions.
It becomes a relationship, and that's what you want to do.
Hey, let's get these other questions. We got what's the best way to approach a new customer that is stuck on a price and I want to offer service? That's a good question. I like that one.
That's a great question. What I do, if they're just stuck on price, here's the deal. If you go in there with a really, really cheap rate, the only reason they're talking to you is because there's something wrong, okay? Either the carriers that they've already got or the brokers that they've already got are not doing a good job for them, or they're not putting enough trucks in there, or they're doing a lousy job when they do, okay? Or they wouldn't be talking to you in the first place. So if you go in there and you say, okay, I can do it cheaper than these lousy carriers you already got working for you, that might make them a little bit mad. But what I do is when I run into a customer like that, and believe me, they're out there all over the place. Okay, there's a bunch of, because their boss is saying, hey, you're spending too much money on getting our boxes moved. You're gonna have to cut back on your rates. Okay, they all do that all day, every day. You go in there if they're stuck on price, give them your rates. Right. Okay, say, look, I might not be able to haul every load for you, and I understand that, but these are my rates. I'm here to sell you a good service. Give me a try. Give me a chance, to work for you. And they'll probably say something like, well, not at those rates, I can't. But listen to me. When Friday rolls around or Thursday rolls around and these crummy carriers, these crummy brokers are already using, screw them over and leave them sitting and leave their freight sitting, they will call you up. Okay. And they may try to negotiate with you then. They may call you back and say, I'd really like to use you, but you're 18 cents too high. And then it's up to you. Okay. Can you negotiate more? Have you got more room to play? Right. Know this. Okay. Know this. If you go into a customer with nothing but cheap rates, you're going to have to sell that to carriers for nothing but cheap rates. And you're going to get what you pay for. All this stuff that we're talking about, build a relationship, find out how many trucks they got, make sure they keep their trailers clean, they got nice, decent equipment, make sure they take care of your customers' freight. If you're only paying somebody $1 a mile, don't count on that. That ain't going to happen.
Right. That's totally
true. Stick to your guns.
Dolores, she wants to know how much it would cost her to open her brokerage up and get her license so I can teach her. I should appreciate if I teach her that in the dispatching service. So for the brokerage, if you go through Pacific Financial, it could be anywhere from $1,600 to $4,000 a year, and you can do it the bond in 1 to 2 or 3. You can do one quarterly or you can do yearly payments. It's just whatever you want to do. And then to get the MC going, you can do it yourself for like $380 and $30, I believe. Or you can have Penny Evilsizer do it for you. I think she's like $600 to make it easy and fast. So it's totally up to what you want to do. And as for teaching me, you can call me, and we do in-house teaching now and one-on-ones, but our classes are totally full on April 29th and May 13th, and we will not be doing any more here, except for one-on-one and hands-on training local in the house. That's all we'll be doing. So go ahead. Next question. Jillian says, if I have a carrier authority, do I need a separate broker authority to broker for my own truck? You go ahead, Frank.
Well, that's kind of a loaded question. No, you can do it. I mean, if you don't have a brokerage authority, you're not going to broker freight.
Right.
That's plain and simple.
Right, Jillian.
If you're trying to do it to help yourself at tax time, which is a very, very good thing to do, okay, then you should have two different authorities. If you already have a carrier authority, okay, if you're already a carrier and you have your MC number, when you go to apply for your brokerage authority, they're going to give you back the same MC number, and then it'll have a /B at the end. Okay? That's the way we do it.
Yeah, pretty much. And so basically for the rest of you guys, if you have a carrier, you just go and you're just going to the customer. You're just collecting money from the customer and you're just hauling his freight. And if your friend Bob, friend George come by and they want to haul it for you, then you're going to want to either give them to your customer and give your customer away, or you're going to want to start a brokerage and have them just get enough for you for it because they know you'll pay them until you build your credit up and then get more.
Correct.
All right, so let's get some more questions. Dolores said, thank you for the information. Roderick's in the house. And yes, guys, we are going to have some more classes after May 13th, but I'm not announcing what we're going to do yet, but it will be announced here soon. But we are going to do something. And it's going to be really cool. You guys are going to like it. So, but right now we're doing lots of one-on-ones and we're doing lots of in-house training. We got people coming in like crazy. We've been doing one-on-ones here. It's nuts. So many trucking companies and so many people are calling because they've already paid for broker schools. And they're at the point where they're calling leads on Thomas and they're like, hi, my name's Shaggy. And I was really wanting to know if I can handle some of your freight. That's it. That's all they know. What do you think, Frank? Can I haul some of your freight?
Yeah, I mean, if some shipper needs a good laugh, I guess that's okay. But you know, if you want to get business, you've got to get off your ass and get off the couch and get out of the living room, and you got to go out there and you got to get the business. And then when you get it, you got to protect it. You've got to take care of it. You've got to manage it and take very good care of it, because when you go in there, they've already heard from 3 or 4 other people. Okay, everybody wants their freight. Everybody, I'm going to be the best broker you got, and I'm going to do it cheaper than everybody else. They've already heard that 10 times a day. Okay, they hear it all day, every day. The only difference between you and them, the only difference between you and them is you have to be the one that does what you say you're going to do. You got to get your foot in the door. You got to find a place to start. You know, you got to start from zero. You got to work for it. You got to earn it. And then when you get it, you got to keep it. Because there's people are always knocking on the door, just like you are. People are always knocking on the door.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you know, and a lot of people, you know, they say, what line do you need if you're cold calling, you know? What would be a good line if you cold call? And you know, first finding out who you're talking to when you're calling. Like I never get it. Like we were talking to some customers the other day, and it was funny because I had the student calling, and she was calling, and she was like, she's going in as a carrier is what I told her to, and she's going, so she's getting all tongue tied. So the lady's on the phone, and I'm like, just tell her you're a trucking company. You want to haul freight for her. That's all. And she finally spit it out. And the lady was laughing. She didn't end up being the customer. We ended up having to call this other guy. And then he was really cool because she was getting nervous. Anyways, we landed a customer hauling grain and end up stuff for like Purdue chickens.
Yeah.
But we don't haul that. But it's just funny. And New found a customer by being funny and just telling her what she's doing and talking to her. And we were asking if they needed new assets first instead of just going in as a broker. And then we would find out what kind of freight they were hauling before we went there because we Googled it through like Siri and stuff like that. It's funny. You can do that.
You know, we talk about this pretty much every week. You know, if you're calling somebody on the phone trying to get their business, you know, first of all, good luck with that. But how did you come to calling them on the phone? Why are you calling? Who told you about them? Where'd you find out about them? How much do you know about them?
Yeah.
You know, what do you, when you call them on the phone, what are you going to talk about? You going to talk about basketball? Or are you going to talk about, you know, all the wonderful things that you know so much about? But when you call these people on the phone, the only time I ever just call people on the phone is if a driver calls me and says, hey, Frank, I just picked up a load at this place, and this guy said they were looking for some trucks and stuff. You ought to give him a call. You know, his name is Shaggy. He's a really nice guy, and here's his phone number. Then, yeah, heck yeah, I'll call him up, and I'll say, hey, you know, my driver, Fred, called, said you guys were looking for some trucks. How can I help you? What can I do? Where do you need help? Okay? And then they'll tell you. They'll tell you.
So
but if you just call people on the phone, hey, how you doing? My name is Shaggy. I want to haul all your freight. They'll go, yeah, I got to go right now. I can't talk to you. Why don't you call me back, you know, Saturday night around midnight? We'll talk then. You know, cold calling on the telephone is a hard way to do it. I like to get up your ass up off the couch and get in the car and get you a handful of pins with your name on it and walk up to the door and knock on the door and ask that guy if he can talk to you for just about 5 minutes.
What
me for a couple of minutes?
What about what'd you say?
Lorenzo says face to face, knocking on the door. That's right. That's
No,
right,
what
bud.
about?
You
Hey, I
got it.
thought you said you're supposed to talk to the drivers on the way in. You don't talk to them and see what they've been doing, or tell them see what they're hauling, or try to get anybody's information before you go in.
I try to talk to everybody.
Oh.
But you know me, I talk to everybody.
You wouldn't
I
talk
try to
to
talk
the
to the
forklift
drivers.
drivers either?
I try to talk to the guy mowing the grass. I try to talk to everybody.
Why?
I try to find out as much as I can
What would you do
before I
that for?
go up there and beat on the door and make a fool out of myself.
So you
I
don't
try to get as much information as I can.
So you don't park in the front and go through the front door and stuff?
Well, it depends on the business. You know, some places you can't get to the back door. You know, it's either got a fence or a gate or something like that. And there's sometimes you got to go in the front door. And, you know, when you do, you know, ask for the shipping manager. Sometimes they'll see you, sometimes they won't. But if you know his name or her name and you know what they ship and you know what they're doing, okay, and you walk in there, if you ask for Shaggy instead of asking, hi, is your shipping manager here? Everybody does that. Okay.
Right.
But if you walk in there and say, hey, is Shaggy here? You know, my name is Frank and I'd like to see him for a couple of minutes, then you have a better chance of getting in the door.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Thanks, Frank. That's some great information. I know we talk like that about that every week, don't we?
Every week.
Pretty much.
Every week.
Is that like terminology or something like that?
Yeah. Talk the language. Speak the language. Talk to people. Communicate. Build a relationship. You know, if you go in there and you sit down and that shipping manager doesn't like you, I mean, maybe you look like his third wife or something that used to beat him up all the time. Or maybe you look like his ex-brother-in-law that used to beat up his sister all the time. Right. You never know. But if you go in there, I don't care what your rates are. I don't care how good your service is. I don't care what a good computer you got. I don't care how many ink pens you give them. If they don't like you, they're not going to give you any business. I don't care. Okay. Your goal is to go in there and impress that person with that you're a decent person that'll do what you say you'll do. That's the most important thing. All those people have bosses. Okay. Those shipping managers have bosses. And if they don't get that freight moved and they don't get it moved for the best rate and they don't get it on time, delivered to their customers on time, that's his ass. He won't be in that job long, and he knows it. So you go in there and you talk to that man or that woman like you're there to help them. You go in there and say, hey, look, I want to do a good job for you. That's what I'm here to do. You know, you tell me what you need. Give me as much information as you can, and I will absolutely bust my ass and do a good job for you. I guarantee if you say that to a customer, you'll get their attention. You will get their attention.
That's freaking
awesome. And then
awesome.
If they say, my sister used to be married to a guy who looked like you beat the shit out of her all the time. I can't do nothing. Then you're in trouble. Nothing you can do about that. But other than that, go in there and say it out loud. Say, look, I want to do a good job for you. I'm here to help you. Okay? Tell me your worst problem, and I'll help you with it. That's what I'm here to do. Say that. Say it out loud. You know, don't beat around the bush. Don't try to, you know, soft sell it or be politically correct. Walk in and sit down. Because I'm going to tell you something. Listen to this. If you don't hear anything, that's the only shot you get right there. That's the only shot you get. You're not going to come back, okay? If you don't sell them on your service, if you don't go in there and make a good impression, you are never, ever coming back.
No.
They'll tell that woman at the front, hey, you know what? Whatever you do, don't let that clown back in here. You don't have any idea what they're talking about.
So all this stuff goes back to the whole thing with the broker training, and you're talking to people. So what are you really going to learn if you go to one of these schools and you're paying money, and the guy's got this board up there and he says, here's your LLC, here's your broker bond. Don't forget to make sure you get an LLC and the name just right. And then you get your broker bond, and then you get the contingency cargo, and then you get what else am I missing? Get your TMS system, and then you get Manta, and then you go out and make that call.
Yeah, you know what? Shaggy can tell you all that in the first 10 minutes of one of his one-on-one phone calls.
I know. That's so crazy.
That's bullshit.
It's nuts.
Okay. That's all bullshit. You can look that up on the internet unless you're lazy. Siri can tell you all that stuff unless you're an idiot. Okay. That's it. That's how I tell you. What they don't tell you after they relieve you of your $500 and give you really and truly about 10 minutes worth of information, They don't tell you what it takes to make it in this business.
No.
They don't tell you how to go out and make a living, earn a living, and become a broker or a trucking company or a dispatcher or any they don't tell you how to do any of those things. Because I'll give you a hint, people. If they knew how to do it themselves, they'd be out doing it instead of sitting there trying to skin you out of your $500. If they knew how the hell to do it, if they knew how to be a success in this business, why in the hell are they sitting there trying to skin you out of $500?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can't even, I mean, look up their numbers, guys. It's not that hard to research their company and check them out and see if they're moving freight. I mean, to have them prove it. I mean, they're renting rooms to come see you, and they're not showing you nothing. They can't put customers on the phone. You know, oh, there's a good question. Let's get back to the questions. Oh, I like these questions. If your niche is with produce and that's all you've done, what's the best way to diversify and broker other freight, Frank?
That's the best way. Okay, produce delivers where? Where do you deliver produce? You pick it up out in the middle of a field somewhere, but once you get it loaded on the trailer, where do you go with it?
Everywhere.
Typically, you go to a food distribution center, don't you?
Yep.
You either go to that or you go to one of the markets somewhere. But when you pick it up, you deliver it somewhere. And guess what? Produce isn't the only thing they do. They do all kinds of stuff in there, okay? If you go to Publix Market, they do meat, they do dairy, they do, I mean, you name it, they do it. Everything. Everything you see on the shelf at the store goes through that door, goes into that dock, gets put on a shelf, and then they send it to the store, okay? So the best way to diversify, if you've got refrigerated trailers and you want to diversify and haul other things, is look around you, okay? Pay attention to the things that are around you. Look at the boxes. Look at the names on the boxes. They're all right there. It'll tell you everything. It'll tell you everything. You know, and then call those people on the phone, or better yet, get off your ass and go there in person and knock on the door and say, hey, I've got my trucks delivered to Publix Market in Pompano Beach, Florida, 7 times a week. We're down there 7 times a week. We've got a really good reputation down there. We do a good job for those folks. Well, how can I help you? What can I do for you? Tell me where you need help. Let me help you.
Well, lanes are
Say
rough.
it that way. You know, don't try to be, you know, I'm the coolest guy that ever walked the earth, and I'm smooth, and I've got this cool lingo, and I know how all the words and everything. Talk to them like you want people to talk to you. Talk to them. Say, look, how can I help you? I want to do business with you. You know, I called you up. I'll come in to see you. You know, we can do whatever you want to do. But the reason I called you is because I want to do business with you. How can I help you? I will do a good job for you. Say those words. I'll say them to you. Everybody listen, there's 25, 26 people listening on here right now.
Right.
I'm trying right now. Shaggy and I are trying right now to do a good job for you, okay? We're trying to give you good information. We're trying to give you information that we've picked up over years and years and years in this business, you know, of working in this business and working with the people in this business and speaking the language and communicating language. Right now, we are trying to help you. We are trying to do a good job for you. We like it when we look up at the corner there and there's 50 people on there and they like what we're saying to them. It makes us feel good. It makes us feel like we're doing our job. It makes us feel like we're doing what we're supposed to do. Say that to your customer. Tell them that.
That's pretty awesome. I like that. Let's get some more questions in here, guys.
Yeah, some questions.
This question, what's the problems? What's with rates? What's having trouble? What are you guys doing wrong? What do you guys need help with? What did you not learn when you're at your school you went to that you have a question to ask right now? Why are you not moving freight? How long have you had your brokerage not doing stuff? Or how come you're not diversifying? What's your trucking company doing? Are you having trouble with dispatching? Do you not know how to get clients? You know, what's your deal? Somebody's got deals out here because there's 85% of you guys going out of business in 2 years. So we need to do it right. What's kind of safety score? Is it bad? What are you guys doing? Come on, tell me. Answer questions.
That's the question. Here's one of my favorites, Shaggy, one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
How do I, you know, there's two great questions. We hear them all the time. How do I get new customers and how do I get drivers? Those are the great questions.
Right.
Those are great questions.
You know,
we talked about how do you get customers ad nauseum? And, you know, we've talked about it, about it. Wherever you live, there are customers around you. I don't care if you live in bumfuck Egypt. There are customers there.
Really?
Maybe downtown Baltimore, there are customers there. Chicago, there are customers there.
Everywhere.
Google it.
Yeah.
Siri it. Ask Siri. Go look around. Drive around in your neighborhood.
You're welcome,
and
John.
Find out what
We're trying.
who those customers are, what they're shipping, how much
You
they're
guys on
shipping.
YouTube,
Find
you
out
guys
if they got any
questions,
credit.
just jump
Okay?
right in there,
Because
man.
you don't want to go in there and do business with them if they don't pay their bills.
Both,
I don't care how cool they are. Right? Find out if they're paying their bills.
Hey,
You know,
Frank.
go in there, find out about the customers around you. Find out as much as you can about that customer.
Hey, Frank. We got 4 people watching on YouTube. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah,
You're on YouTube.
up.
You are on YouTube. We've been on YouTube the whole
YouTubers.
time. Can you guys hear Frank on YouTube? It's the first time I've done YouTube besides sharing a video over. I'd probably be retarded, but it's
YouTubers.
okay. Anybody on there listening? I know there's 4 of you. Is it hearing good? Can you hear Frank? I got to get it more high tech. I know. One of these days I'll be with Jay at Transport Auto where I can do pictures and all that.
Yeah.
Excellent. You guys hear Frank?
Lorenzo, all in all right now, since the rates are so low, how do we get new customers? Your truck drivers are the best sales representatives you'll ever have. I'm telling you. The truck driver,
you guys at YouTube have questions,
truck driver
right in.
can bring you more business than any salesperson with a suit and tie driving the Buick and the wingtip shoes going in there, taking everybody donuts and taking them out to lunch. Okay. A good driver will get you 5 times more customers than that guy. Ask your driver. When your drivers come in, talk to them, have a conversation. Say, hey, that place you delivered, what are they like? You know, how was it delivering there? Is people pretty good? People good? Yeah. They were really nice. Who else did you see in there? How many trucks are in there? Find out some information. Get some information about that. And if you go there and you get that customer, you take that driver somewhere and you give them $100 bill. And you say, hey, you got me a new customer. I appreciate it. I appreciate when you do that, okay? And that driver will tell all the other drivers, hey, he gave me $100 just for helping him get that customer. All I did was deliver there and tell him what it was like. Told him the shipping guy's name was Shaggy. You know, and that's all it takes,
works.
Guys.
It works. What if you gave him more than $100? What if it was a really good account and you made a ton of money off of him and you gave him part residual for doing the work really good? You couldn't do that?
Well, that's even better. And I tell you something else too.
Would that be more? Would that be more incentive than $1,500 a week?
They'll go get some more customers for you too, because that's mailbox money.
Wow.
Baby, that's money in the bank. That's mailbox money. They're gonna like that. You know what else they'll do? They'll go tell other drivers around you. The drivers that they know, the company they used to work for, they got 32 drivers, and the company they worked for before that's got 23 drivers, and all of them are mad because, as we all know, truck drivers are mad all the time.
Pretty much.
They're never happy. They're pissed off at the whole universe.
So if you could only pay them $1,500 a week and you gave them a residual off freight they found for you, that would make them more money that you didn't have to kill your truck for doing?
It'll make them more money, and they'll tell all the other truck drivers in the neighborhood how cool you are. And then they'll come around and want a job from you.
Wow.
Okay? Then they'll come around. They'll come around to your shop and they'll say, you know what? I heard you guys are pretty good to work for. My name's Franken. I don't run on the weekends, and I don't go up in the Northeast because I'm too good for all that. And I won't drive a truck, unless it's at least, a brand new Peterbilt 389 with a walk-in sleeper with a shower. But other than that, and I need to make $2,500 a week because that's how much I'm worth. And then you can work on it from there. But there you go. You got a shot at it.
Hey, how you doing with those drivers in that freight you got?
I need more. I need more
drivers. Tell them about it. I
can put on owner operators today. And I'm sorry, there's some people on here. I didn't call one of them back. I didn't call Ed back.
Oh,
and I'm going to call you, Ed. But I need more trucks. I need more trucks and more drivers.
But you're not calling them
back.
Now. What the hell?
I've been out of town.
All right. So how many
trucks? I work under to get experience in Asia because I haven't had any success as a broker. Well, I don't know, Raquel. Well, I guess, How come you haven't had any success?
Hold on, I
Let's
give
talk
them.
about
What
that.
is that?
Let's
Hold
get
on.
into
What's
this.
what
Let's help
company
Raquel
can I
here.
work under to
Raquel,
get experience?
why haven't you had any success? What's the matter? Type right in there in the computer and tell Uncle Frank and Uncle Shaggy why you haven't had any success.
That's a good question. You guys hear that over there? She said, what company can I work under to get experience as an agent? Because I haven't had any success as a broker. Well, why does she not have any success?
We don't want you to do that, Raquel. We want you to have success. We want you to get good at this.
We're just telling her why, because this is the same.
We want you to make a lot of money.
No, we hear this question a lot, so we want to see where you're stumped so we can help you fix that problem.
That's what we're here for.
And if you ask the question, the other 27 people, 26.5 that are sitting here that joined my group that all said they want to become brokers and move freight, will know the answer that they don't want to be too crazy to ask, that they don't know either. So go ahead, type it in there.
Why haven't you been successful?
And while we're waiting, we'll say, I give them a lane for the same rate no matter what. That's Lorenzo still talking about previously.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. I got lost. Well, we talk. Oh no, that was when we were talking about the trucks earlier, the drivers. And
I give them a lane for the same rate no matter what. I don't know what that means. I can't send freight to New York for the same rate I can send it to Chicago. But
I got you there.
There.
Well, you can't. I got you. I know what you're saying now. Okay, So what do you got, Raquel? Where are you having trouble? I mean, what are you having trouble on the cold calling? Are you having trouble getting through? Do you have a trucking company? Are you dispatching? Do you have any trucks? If you did get a load and you put it on the board and no one called, would you know how to find a truck to help you move it to negotiate a rate? Or what is your problem? I mean, there's so many trucks I see out there that need freight right now. If you have freight, all you need to learn how to control those trucks. Or call them and talk to them and find out who's out there. They'll haul for you.
I got to say, why? That's a good question, because I don't think it's a bad idea to go to work for somebody else.
I don't either.
Until you learn a little bit, or you can go to Shaggy's school, or you can have a phone call with him, and you can learn. Okay, Uncle Frank and Uncle Shaggy, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no experience. It's been intimidating. Yep, this may have been a dumb move to start with no experience. Okay, but you're not the first person that only did it.
No, we've had about 299.
Don't know where to look. Cold calling sucks too. Well, I'll tell you something, Raquel. Just so you know, being a freight broker doesn't have anything to do with freight. Being a freight broker, you are a salesperson, okay? You are a salesperson. That's your job. You're now in the sales business, okay? You've got to sell your services to a customer so they'll give you freight. And then after you get that done, then you've got to sell your freight to carriers so they will haul it for you, okay? You are on the phone or on the street, and you are a salesperson all day, every day. Every time the phone rings, it's a transaction. You're in a salesperson role, okay? That's what you are. You are a salesperson, period. If you don't like being a salesperson, if you don't like the cold calling, and you don't like to, walk in and sit down and say, my name is Raquel, and I'm here to talk to you about hauling your freight. If you don't like to do that, then, it might not be the business for you to be in. Maybe you'd be happier. Doing something else. Here's one. Gillian says, get a one-on-one with Shaggy. That's the best advice I can give you, Raquel. Get on the phone with Shaggy.
Yeah, we
Spend
just
an
had
hour
one
with him. Talk to him about it. And I'll tell you one thing. You'll either come away from there happy and more confident about what you're doing.
Yeah, Jillian just had one with me. I did like 6 of them today. It was nuts. My phone is blowing off the hook. I have them every day, plus Saturday too. I even have one at 10 o'clock tonight. It's nuts. The guy couldn't wait till tomorrow, so I have to do it. It breaks my heart. And it's crazy. Yeah, Jillian and her husband are getting their authority, and they're gonna have a driver and grow their company. It's pretty cool. So she's asking about going after customers right off the back. What's up with that? One truck. already hungry.
Go get it. That's what you like. That's what we like. Here's Mickey. What are some suggestions for hiring company drivers? Use recruiting companies. We don't seem to get the drivers we're looking for. Applications seem months old and are not current. Then you have get an app and you go through the process and they're already working for Mickey, the best way to get a driver is to keep the one you got. Okay? The very best way to get truck drivers is to hang on to the ones you got. Take good care of them, pay them well, take good care of them, keep your equipment up so that they're not, broke down or pissed off all the time. Because when your equipment's down, they don't make any money either. Okay? They don't like that. That's the best way to get good drivers. And then talk to your drivers and say, hey, I'm looking for 2 more drivers. I need 2 more drivers. If you bring me a driver in here and they stay here for 6 months, I'll give you $500. I get lots of drivers that way. I tell them, hey guys, I'm looking for 2 more drivers. You see anybody? You have them give me a call. And don't bring me any dirt bags either, because I don't want them. Don't bring me any dirt bags. Bring me truck drivers, real ones, good ones, people that know what they're doing. Word of mouth is the best way to hire, because Mickey, I don't know where you are. I don't know what area of the country you're in, but there are a whole bunch of truck drivers right around you. And guess what? Most of the drivers that work for you now, if you have any, most of the drivers already know them. They already worked with them at some other place, or, they know them some way. Maybe they go to church together. Maybe they, have secret meetings behind the Walmart late at night. They already know those other truck drivers. The best way to get good truck drivers is word of mouth, because then you actually get a lot of the pre-qualification process done up front. Because your driver will come in and say, hey, I know this guy Shaggy, and he's a really good driver, but he's got 2 small kids. He likes to be home on the weekends, okay? And I'll bring him over here, but I'm telling you right now, if you try to keep him out on the weekends, he's not going to stay around for very long. You already learned that. You already know that.
And another thing with drivers too, one of the things in classes that drives me nuts is about way people hire drivers. They tell them what they're going to run. They feel it. They ask them where they'll run. They ask them what type of equipment they have, but they never really find out the truth about drivers. And they wonder why they have problems hiring them. Every class out of 400 students that I've done in the last 7 months, we always ask, what's the first thing you ask drivers? Well, how long have you been driving? And then they ask them, oh, you got anything on your safety score? And then they ask them, do you have any tickets? And then you got 2 years plus experience. And then the insurance company hooks them up too, and they're good, so they're ready to go. So the 2 mistakes they don't do is check the PSP score, because they're so desperate to put them in. But that's not the worst thing. The worst thing is these drivers these days have so much money that they need to make. Like, if you run right now at $1.80 to 3,000 miles, like $1.80, that's 5,400. So if you burn 3,000 miles, you burn 1,500 in fuel. Your insurance is $300, and your driver's $1,500. So you have a cost right there of $3,300, no matter what, without truck payments or anything else. So you know what you need to make, but the driver is the one that counts, because you can only pay this guy like $1,500 a week, $6,000 a month, because you're going to cut into your profit of $2,000 that you really, really need to have, that you hope they don't mess up. So you can only make them $6,000 a month. You keep hiring these drivers that they have household bills of like $5,000, $6,000, instead of finding the ones that have incomes that need to make around $3,000, so you double it. And by that one thing alone, you keep making them the money they need to make at an average that you can do. And then you keep the drivers a lot longer, and you have so much extra stuff you can do because their own expenses are down. You ever ask them that? How much do you need to make to pay your bills? And then that way you can make them more, so they'll stay happy.
That's a great question.
Just asking.
Sorry,
I was just asking. I mean, seriously, you don't want turnover? Stop hiring the wrong things. Check your PSP scores. Make sure it's clear. And then offer the guy money that he needs to make and guarantee him, but make sure the guy can afford to work for you. I mean, you hire an owner-operator that needs to make, and he tells you he has to be at $10,000 to $12,000 a month. Well, you already know you're only going to average $2,500 to $3,500 a week after your cut and your insurance and everything. So why would you even put a guy on like that? Because if you don't make him double what he wants to make, he's going to get stinking thinking, and he's going to be gone. Or leave you owing him money and a bad safety score too, probably.
You know what? We're seeing a pattern here. We see this every week. I think, we're seeing a pattern. Are you people afraid to talk to people? I mean, are you shy? No. Are you afraid to talk to people?
No.
You talk about drivers. You talk about Customers. How do I get customers? You got to go talk to them.
Yeah.
How
Tell
do you
the
get drivers?
driver.
You got to talk to them.
Tell them it's,
You know, if you get them in the door, you know, you bring them in there and you sit down and you have a conversation with them. That's how you get them.
So
you have a conversation. You talk to them. You say, what do you want? Why are you
guys,
here?
about my chair.
What do you need to do? What do you want to do?
You guys can comment
Okay?
too over here, YouTube. I know there's
every driver
four
that
on
walks through
you.
our front door.
You guys got
What
questions
are you
too.
doing here?
Start
What do you
talking.
want? What do you
I'm
want
trying
to
to
do?
look at both. This is really weird.
Well,
Doing YouTube and
well,
Facebook.
I want to drive a truck. Yeah, I already know that. Where do you want to drive it to? How much money do you want to make? You know anything about a
What
truck?
type
You
of
gonna take
equipment
care of my
have you
truck?
hauled?
Or are
You
you
know
just
what I
going to
mean?
go out there, you know, make $1,200 a week and tear my shit up? You know, I talk to them. You know, all these people are like, it's like, you know, I'm seeing these questions on here, and I'm glad for the questions. I like the questions, but some of you sound like you're shy.
You
sound like you're afraid to talk to
trucking
people.
and you're a bunch
people,
of sissies?
this is the sales business, okay? This is the trucking business. We talk. We like to talk. I mean, look at Shaggy has to tell me to shut up.
I know, shut up, man.
Yeah, and if you get him talking, good luck. I mean, hang on, put your hat on backwards, make sure you got plenty of water, you know, and all that stuff. Because once he gets talking, he's gonna go, you guys sound like you're shy. Ask me some questions about that. Ask Uncle Frank and Uncle Shaggy some questions, and just somebody say, I'm too shy to do this. I'm shy. I don't like talking to people. People are.
I just want to call up and be like, hi,
talk to people.
I'm Shaggy. I was calling to see if I can haul some of your freight. Or how about you call up and the extension says purchasing or shipping? Which one do you want? Which one do you want? You want to go purchasing or shipping? Purchasing, shipping. What do you want, Frank?
Who, me?
Yeah, which one? If you're going to do cocoa, I heard this one the other day. The lady went to shipping and they put her through an email for some reason, like 3 times. She called the same one when they were doing cocoa. And I was like, I wonder why they didn't call purchasing and try that one or hit 0. But they went to the shipping 3 times and they were doing a demo. Why didn't they go to purchasing or go to 0 and come back through the back way?
I'll talk to anybody that'll talk to me. I will. I like to talk. I mean, if I get the custodian on there and she'll talk to me, I'm talking to them. I'm saying, who runs shipping over there? Who do I need to talk to? And they'll tell you stuff. You will learn things. Okay. This actually happened to me as a customer, and they're about a mile from my house. And I've been trying to haul freight for them for about a year, and I never could get the shipping manager on phone. And I heard all kinds of stuff. I heard he was a jerk, and I heard he was an idiot and all this stuff. And my son hired a guy that used to work for him, and he came in there. He said, "Hey, we've been trying to get this guy on the phone for a year. He won't ever." And the guy said, "Yeah, he's a real jerk. I don't even know if you want to talk to him." I go, "Yeah, I want to talk to him. What's his name? What's his number?" I called the guy up, okay, and I said, "Hey, look, I've been trying to get hold of you for a year, and everybody tells me, you're real hard to talk to, hard to get along with." I said, "What's the deal? I mean, I want to talk to you about hauling freight." And he said, "I already got enough people hauling my freight. I don't need it." I said, "Oh, they were right. You are a jerk." I said, "Well, listen, where do you go to church? Like, where do you go to Walmart and buy your food? Because I live right down the street from you." "Oh, you do?" I said, "Oh, yeah, I'm like a mile from you. I'm not calling you from Boston. I'm not calling you from Albuquerque. I live right down the street from you." I said, "I just want to make sure I know who you are in case I run into you like at Walmart or somewhere. Make sure I don't talk to your ass anymore." Then he started laughing. I haul 8 loads a week for him now, from Nashville, Tennessee to Los Angeles, California. I make on an average of $400 profit per load.
You know what's funny is I found a customer at the Chinese food place the other day. He works for GE Aviation, and I thought they were all union. But did you know they have a whole carrier side too? It's the craziest thing ever.
A lot of companies are going to that now. They're because they don't want to pay the union wages. So they've figured out a legal way. They got to give the union so much work, X amount of work, and then they can give the rest of it to non-union. And that's the deal the unions have made with them.
Well, you know what? You shouldn't lose your business card, though, when you get it from them.
You bet. Oh. You bet.
Yeah, but it was in a Chinese food place. It's crazy how I found one like that. We were just talking about trucking and while I was waiting in line for my food. Did you know you could do that?
Yeah.
Huh. It's amazing. You guys got to get some more questions on here, man. I mean, we talk about this all the time. We're going to go. Are we going to? What size flash drive do I need to bring to class next week? At least 4 gigs. We have a lot of information we're going to give you on your stuff to get your company set up and to get your truck going. I don't mind talking. I think my British accent helps me. She does have a British accent. I just talked to her today.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Hey, Shaggy, you know, when you were at the Louisville Truck Show up there, we came up there to visit with you. I was walking out there, and some lady handed me a handful of T-shirts, and they all sell them say, keep trucking, okay? Well, I love T-shirts. I wear T-shirts all the time. I wear them all over the place. And so I came home and, ran them through the wash and washed the, nasty stuff off and wear them around. I've had 3 people come up to me, and one of them was today. We were at Princess Hot Chicken until the midget came in and disrupted everything. But I have one guy came up to me and goes, I bet you're in the trucking business. Because my shirt said keep trucking.
That's amazing. So you could do that too?
It's unbelievable. My T-shirt said, said keep trucking. And the guy looked at me and goes, I bet you're in the trucking business. And I said, yeah, hold on. This midget's climbing all over me. Give me a minute and I'll talk to you about it.
So if you could, so you can give drivers shirts too?
Give people shirts with your name and your phone number on it. Okay?
That's cool.
There's a lot. Ed Smith. Hey, Ed, I am going to call you. I did not forget about you.
He's lying.
And you haul all the Chinese food you want to. I don't care. But anyway, yeah, T-shirts. Get some T-shirts and wear around. And people will walk up to you that you've never seen before. Strange people, odd people, unique people, attractive people, not so attractive people, tall people, short people, people with no necks. Black people, white people, orange people, purple people. All these people will walk up to you and they'll start talking to you about something that you know something about. They'll say, oh, you're in the trucking business? And you go, yeah. I ride motorcycles, and a lot of times I go around. People give me, I haven't bought a Harley T-shirt in probably 10 years, but people send them to me all the time. My family sends them to me. People just give me these Harley T-shirts and I wear them around. And somebody always walks up to me and they say, oh, you ride a Harley? And you go, no, dickhead, I just have a nice T-shirt with a picture of a Harley on it. But I actually do have a Harley. I have 3 of them. But if you wear a shirt that says trucking, people will walk up to you and they'll say, oh, you're in the trucking business, huh?
That's amazing, crazy how that happens. Man,
crazy. A hat. Wear a hat.
I do wear hats every show.
Shaggy's trucking.
No.
Or if it says something really weird like Shaggy's consulting, then they'll go, really, what do you consult about? What are you an expert on? And you go, well, I happen to be, an expert on trucking. Really? My brother-in-law, Fred, runs all the trucking down there for the food distribution and that. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, he says he can never find decent trucks. Guess what I'm doing tomorrow? I'm calling Brother Fred because his brother gave me the phone number.
I would too, man.
And I'm calling him up. I'm saying, hey, I ran into your brother at the grocery store yesterday. And he'll go, oh, gee, I'm sorry. He's a weirdo. Yeah, I know it. Does he give your phone number to everybody? What the hell's wrong with him? And then we start laughing, and then we have a good time. And then about 3 weeks later, I'm hauling all of his shit going to Dallas. All of it. Wear a shirt.
Yeah, it is.
Strike up a conversation. It's like carrying a sign around that says, I am a broker. I'm in the trucking business.
Give me your freight.
It's amazing how that works. Something that's stupid, something that's simple.
You
do it all the time. You see people sitting at the table next to you, and somebody's got on a shirt with the name of somebody's business on it. And you look at that and you go, oh, do you work for Shaggy's Hairstyles? Yeah, I do. Where are you guys? Where are you located? Oh, we're over here. That's how business is done, people. But if you're a shy person, don't wear a shirt that says trucking on it, because people will come up and talk to you and you won't like that.
Oh, it's terrible.
You want to go hide in the restroom until they leave.
Yeah, be scared.
How soon before produce season starts should we start to prospect? Example, how soon before potato season should I start calling potato farmers? Before harvest, when the season first starts? Usually, Karen,
I'm going to start today.
Produce is a weird animal. It's a tough business because, number one, their rates are not like other people's. They usually rate stuff by the box or by the hundredweight. And so you've got to be prepared to do your rates, by the hundredweight as opposed to per mile or something like that. Okay. Be prepared to have that conversation. Secondly, the people usually start getting into the potato houses and setting everything up about a month to 6 weeks before season. That's what they're in there to do. They're setting it up. They're getting everything ready. They're getting the carriers lined up, the harvesters lined up, all the equipment lined up, making sure the sheds are open and all that stuff. Usually takes them about a month to 6 weeks to get started.
And it tells them, and a lot of times, guys, it'll tell you right there on the website. Like if you look up Farmington, New Mexico, or Dalhart, Texas, or any of these places right now, it says we're going for vacation, but we'll be here July, this whatever date. So they're going to get in there at least a week or two before that, because they're not going to come in early. They're going to bring in that whole crew, everything from wherever they come from.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to start, and they're going to be like, here comes the barrels, and here comes the boxes, and here comes the things, and they're going to start shipping them to those churches from Farmington, New Mexico, and Dalhart. Then, if you know that map up there, it's going to start in Florida here like any day now. If the weather would stop, it would get going really faster. It's already started down there, but there's no flow. And you got all your flowers that are getting ready to rip and roar. But, all those nurseries in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and, down across middle Tennessee and over in North Carolina and down south. And you can't get them out of the fields when it's flooding.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard right now. It's going to be a weird produce season. You probably, they've had the storms down in Florida now. That slowed everything down. Last week was, hell down there. Oh. And they've had the storms out in the Midwest. And so the season's going to be a little bit weird this year. It will definitely still be there. You'll still be pulling potatoes, out of Idaho and that area up in there. Big potato season up there every year. You'll still be hauling, melons and produce out of Florida, berries, that kind of thing. The Valley, South Texas will still be, jamming. The Valley in California, it'll start up around Salinas, Half Moon Bay. The season will start up there. It's probably starting now, and it'll work its way as the weather moves south. It'll work its way down south until 8 months from now, you'll be hauling out of Nogales, Arizona. So, and you'll come all the way down through the valley, Bakersfield, Fresno. You'll pick up a lot of stuff in and around in LA, and then you'll go down south to Coachella and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's how the produce moves. That's how the season starts to move and move around. And, to answer your question, Karen, 30 days, 6 weeks before they start shipping, that's when they're lining everybody up. And if you put your name in the hat, get in there and go in there with some good rates and put some trucks in there, you will make money doing it. A lot of people do. A lot of people.
We got another question.
Is there a program or formula to accurately calculate operating costs per mile? V. Brewster. Actually, there is, V. I mean, you can put together a spreadsheet for yourself. And I want to talk about this for just a minute and get Shaggy in it because he's great at this. This is one of his coolest things. Depending on where you are and what kind of equipment you have and what you haul, okay, all those things matter. He's shaking his head.
Yeah. They do. Everything matters. I mean, and knowing and it's like with your costs is, like everybody could say, like truck's going to cost you anywhere even if it's not paid off, $40,000 to $60,000 a year, right? So I always make it easy for you guys because you can do it two ways. You can do it that hard way where everybody goes, you got this and this percent and this cents and this cents, and then finally you're at $2.50. Or you can figure out what it's going to cost you, like if you're doing it with the driver or not. Like you got your fuels of $1,500, your insurance, do it weekly, and then take your driver pay of $1,500 if he's 50 cents. Then if you have, like said the guy I was talking to that day, he's like, well, what's my cost for my truck and trailer and everything? And I was like, well, your insurance is $15,000 a year. You put $3,000 down, you take $12,000, you divide that by 10 months, and then you got 10 months, it's 43 weeks. So that's going to give you about $279. A week. And then you got your fuel, which is 3,000 miles, and that's 6 miles a gallon, which is 500 gallons. So that's almost $1,500. Then your driver at 50 cents a mile, 3,000 miles, $1,500. You're already at 30. You're already at like, oh, just rounded up to 3,300 costs before you even move the truck. So then you got to figure out what you really need to make a month. So then you got your truck payment if it's 3,200 because you're an idiot going through Ryder. So that's 800 a week. So now you're at 33 plus 800 is 41. So you haven't even moved the truck yet. You're at 41. Then you got an $800 a week trailer. So there's 200. So now you're at 4,300 a week and you haven't moved your truck. So if you need to make 2,000 or 8,000 more a month to make what you need to pay the bills and do what else and build up an escrow. So I'm doing it easy way. So you need to be at 6,200 a week. So whatever it takes per mile to get there, you can only do so many miles legally to get there. You know what I mean? That's a high cost though. That's why you shouldn't rent those trucks that are $3,200 a month. And if you do it that way because you're dumb and you get those trucks, then you really need to diversify on your authority as soon as possible so you can make 15 to 20% off an owner operator, which would give you another $40,000, $50,000 a year per truck, which you have that extra money. You can diversify off expense on your truck and not have to borrow off another truck. And then you're making dough now because when the one truck does good, you got your 2,000 or whatever, or 1,000, and you got your other 2,000 per every 2 company trucks. Now you're building a company, and now you can move freight and go after customers and all that stuff. I'll shut up. Go ahead, Frank.
No. That's your thing. That's your deal. Jump all over. That's great. That is the way to do it. You know, there's a whole lot of different variables in there to see what your formula to accurately calculate your cost per mile. What Shaggy just gave you there in a nutshell was how to structure it, how to put it together. And then you got to plug your numbers in there. How much is your truck payment? Where do you run? What kind of fuel mileage do your truck get?
And you can do more. You can add pre-pass, load board, office,
how much is your interest?
Yeah.
You know, you got to plug all those things in there. Maintenance is something, you know, that everybody and their brother likes to argue about. Some people put it, you know, under a fixed expense. Some people put it under variable expense. Okay, a fixed expense is an expense that you have whether the truck moves 1 inch or not. For instance, if you go out and lease a truck for $3,000 from Ryder, like Shaggy's talking about, that is a fixed expense. It's going to be there every month. If you don't move your truck at all, you still got to pay that bill. Your insurance, that's a fixed expense. It's going to be there every month. Doesn't matter if you move the truck. Doesn't make any difference. You're going to pay for that. Your trailer payment, it is a fixed expense. It's going to be there every month, okay? If you have yourself and a staff, you know, dispatcher, somebody working for you, or yourself, and you pay yourself, that is a fixed expense. It's going to be there every day. You got to pay that bill every day, whether the truck moves or not, okay? Now, your variable expenses are going to be like your driver pay. If you pay your drivers by the mile, that's a variable expense. Okay, it changes because if they run 2,000 miles, you pay them one amount. If they run 3,000, you got to pay them more. Fuel and drivers are your biggest expense. Okay, fuel is going to be a variable expense. It's going to vary depending on what kind of fuel mileage your truck gets and how far you run it every week. Okay, that's a variable expense.
Insurance.
All right, so know the difference between your fixed expenses and your variable expenses, and put them on a piece of paper in front of you. Because if you're sitting in Miami and you're the smartest person in the whole world and you say, well, there's nothing coming out of here but $1 a mile freight, so I'm just going to sit here. You better know how much it costs you to sit there.
Yeah, it's going to cost you $100 or $200, $300 a day because, like Kenny said at the time, you divide that over so many days. And other people said it too. What's your cost per day? Even if you don't run it on, it's still going to cost you $100, $200 a day or more.
Just to sit there. And you got to pay your driver because if you don't pay them something when they get home, they're quitting. Yeah. Okay? You got to find a new driver.
And it's not even the part about not paying the driver. It's the stinking thinking that you have. You're talking about stinking thinking because anytime a driver is not pre-planned or not loaded or they don't know what they're doing next, they're thinking about where they're going to learn how to do that or do it themselves somewhere else because you can't keep their mind busy and their wallets full. Stinking thinking.
Correct.
Stinking thinking.
So V, that's a whole lot of information all at once. V, I don't know if that helped you or not. You know, the answer to your question is there a programmer for you? Yeah, but it's gonna vary. How you calculate it will be the same as the way I calculate it or Shaggy calculates it. but your operating cost is going to be different. There's too many variables in there. Okay.
No.
I don't know what you're paying for your truck. I don't know what you're paying for your truck. I don't know how much you pay your drivers.
But
I don't
I'll
know
go
if you've got
over
one
it
of
if you
Shaggy's-
want.
Yeah,
If
I
you
don't know
guys
if you
want
got
to
one of
call
those
it,
really cool fuel cards that save you a bunch of money at the fuel pump. I don't know.
if you want to, but if you want to call us, we can do a one-on-one and go over it with you and really find out what it is. That's not a problem. You guys can do that. I put it up there too if anybody wants to do a one-on-one. You know, this is a really slow night, man. We're not getting lots of questions. You guys must all be self-made millionaires and you got your trucking companies going good. You're all selling freight because you guys are like boring tonight.
I tell you what it is. They're shy. We got the shy group tonight.
It is. It's like,
They're
holy
scared.
cow. What are you guys
Yeah,
scared?
they're shy. These are shy people. They're very shy people.
I know. It's like this group
they're
tonight,
all
man.
introverts. They like they want to all get together, but not right now. Not today.
They're
Some other
excited.
time. They're all introverts.
Maybe everybody's out watching Biden say he's running for president.
Yeah.
Could be.
I thought that was tomorrow. I thought he was jumping in tomorrow.
I mean, he is. Well, they might be already glued to the TV to know that he's going to. Who knows?
Hard to say.
Yep.
Hard to say.
I'm not into politics, so no matter. I'm into opportunity and making money and selling freight and teaching people how to do it. I love it. I've been doing so many. I got so many new people coming in. It's like really crazy.
I know. I see it on there. All these people joining your group all day, every day. People,
it's crazy.
You know, because since I'm an administrator on the page now, I get all those notifications. You know, when people want to join. But Matt Clodfelter, the madman, the wild Matt, called me up one day and he said, "Don't be letting people in the group. I do that." I said, "Okay, fine."
Well, that was
Matt.
Justin. Wasn't that Justin? He's the gatekeeper of the group.
Yeah, he's a hard ass too. He's not shy. Matt is not shy.
May have been Matt. Might have been Matt.
Yeah.
I'd be laughing
Matt's
if he
not
jumped
shy.
on him. Oh, he'll get chapped if he wants to. That's what they don't call him Sweet Pea for nothing.
He's not shy though. I saw him at the truck show. He walked around talking to everybody. He just walked right up and talked to people.
Yep. It's crazy. So what else you got going on, man? Since no one's asking any questions tonight, what should we? You want to start a topic to get people going? So how many people are starting trucking companies right now? I mean, let's talk about trucking.
Kathy's brain is fried from taxes. You know, that's another thing, Kathy. Are you using a really good bookkeeper / accountant that knows the trucking industry, Kathy?
That's what she does for a living.
Somebody that is familiar with transportation so that they know where all the bodies are buried and they can save you the money. I'm going to tell you right now, I've been doing this for a long time. I make more money on April 14th than any other day of the year because my accountant is good. She is a hot rod, buddy. She is good. It only took me like 8 years to get her like that. But once I did, she is really good.
Hey, Frank.
So, yeah.
She does accounting for a living. And she's opening a trucking. Yes, and she's opening a trucking company. She lives in India.
Do you know where all the bodies are buried in trucking, Kathy? Are you a trucking tax person? She's a manager at Liberty Tax Service.
Yeah.
But do you know anything about trucking?
Yeah. That's why she's going to our school.
Do you know anything about trucking, Kathy?
She will Monday.
You know that if you're a very good tax manager, a very good tax person, do you know that it will actually pay you to service your truck? Did you know that? Did you know that it takes a half a day out of your work day to park a truck long enough to get it serviced correctly? Did you know that that's deductible? Do you know how much that is? Did you know that if your truck averages $1,000 a day in revenue and you have to park it for a half a day for maintenance, that $500 of that is tax deductible? So if it costs you $260, and that's a typical going rate to do a
I'll try it for
1
you,
PM on a truck, change the oil,
I'll see about recording it, but if not, just give me a holler and I'll help you out.
Okay. Did you know if they charge you at TA, for instance, $260 to do that,
we'll get you hooked up. We'll make sure you get some
make $240
I'll see if somebody can
profit
record the first 2 days.
Like
and just send it to you as a present.
Did you know that? That's amazing, isn't it? It pays
Send me
you
your
to do
email
your
address.
job right.
Sammy's asking me, he can't make it to class next week, so he's asking me over here on YouTube if I can record a little bit of it since he can't make it. And I said, I'll see if I can record the first 2 days of it. Got it. Cool. Go ahead, man. Sorry, I was talking to one of the guys. We're on YouTube too.
I was just making an example. I was just giving one example of how somebody that knows the business can save you money on your taxes.
I heard that. I was just letting you know why I was talking to Sammy. Big Sammy. We got 2 people watching. It's like I hit almost 5 people on YouTube. It's crazy. And we've had a really low night on Facebook. We're down to 16. So since everybody's so boring tonight, let's wrap it up so we don't just bore everybody out. How's that sound?
Yeah. I gotta go out in the yard and check and see if that midget found out where I live.
Oh my God. Does he live in Nashville?
No, I don't know what he's doing here. He said he wants his bicycle back.
Yeah. What'd you steal it for?
Grabbed me by the leg. He grabbed me by the knee and he said, "Where's this guy Shaggy? I want my damn bicycle back." I said, "I don't have your bicycle." So I know you don't have it.
So does that mean I'm walking on the stage with a bicycle when I get there then?
How do you find a tax manager that knows trucking industry? Ask Shaggy.
We can do that.
Ask me.
Yeah. We can help you.
Yeah, we can help you. And you go in with that smooth European British accent, you won't have any trouble at all charming them into doing whatever you want.
Sure, yes.
Christy said, y'all keep talking. I just learned so much about listening. We got a wrestling show June 1st in Nashville, Tennessee. A great big, we're closing out the arena. It'll be the last show at the world famous wrestling arena.
Yeah, when is that? When is that?
June 1st. And we got truck parking for 300 trucks.
And what's good? Is that, and so I have to bring a bike up on the stage because I stole Schwagel's bike now. Is that the setup?
I don't know what to tell you. I don't really tell people how to manage their personal life or anything. But like if I were you and somebody like Swaggle said he wanted his bike back, I would bring that little man a bicycle. I don't know. That's just me. This is personal, some personal advice. I would bring that. I would go out and buy probably a pretty small little bicycle, okay? But I would go out and buy that man a bicycle just to avoid that beating.
So when is that?
Beating involved.
What is your wrestling shenanigans where I'm getting my butt whooped by Swaggle on stage?
That's correct.
What date is that?
June the 1st, Nashville, Tennessee.
So if I want
the world famous fairgrounds or sports arena, and they're after the wrestling show, they're going to tear the building down. They've been having wrestling there since the 60s.
Wow.
But when that show is over, they're going to tear down the building. That's it for the show.
Man,
thousands of people have been to wrestling shows there. Thousands of people, famous people have wrestled there. A lot of people that wrestle for us have wrestled there for us, and they've gone on to become very, very famous people. So, if anybody here, all 16 of you, if you like wrestling, you should be there.
Yeah.
But a lot of you are shy. I'm starting to find out now a lot of these people are very shy.
They are.
Very shy. Put on a T-shirt that says, "I truck," and walk around Walmart in it.
Guys, while we're on here, I'm going to give you like maybe 15 more minutes to figure out what you guys want to talk to on YouTube and Facebook. Me and Fred come on here every Wednesday night at 7 to help you with a lot of problems. And I know you guys got more questions because my phone is freaking going nuts. Like on Messenger and stuff, people in trouble, don't know rates. Why are they running in the wrong spot? How come they can't move their trucks? Every time I'm running a dispatch, you start doing a percentage and the rates are so low, my guys just won't take it and I ain't making shit. I can't keep drivers right now because I ain't making enough money on my trucks. What do I do to get started? I have one truck. I'm ready to add on more.
Here's one. V, does a dispatcher have to assume other responsibilities other than finding loads for trucks? Well, B, there again, that depends on the size of your organization, how many people you got in there doing different jobs. A lot of the bigger offices, with a lot of people, they'll have people that do customer service, okay? All those people do all day, every day is talk to the customers and book loads, schedule them, make appointments, set the loads up for you. so that your dispatcher, can feed the loads to the trucks with the proper amount of information that they need. And then the dispatcher only talks to the trucks, either be it, by voice over the phone or over the Qualcomm or however you communicate. Okay. Email, however they do that. In a small company, everybody does everything. Okay. That dispatcher has to talk to the customer and set up the loads, schedule, make appointments for, to pick it up, make appointments to deliver it, find out how much weight's on the trailer, find out, all that information so that number one, you can tell your drivers what they're getting into, and number two, so you can bill the customer and get paid. That's why we do this, to get paid. That's our favorite thing, is getting
Haul
paid.
freight, get
Okay?
paid.
In
But
respect to being an
does the
independent dispatcher
dispatcher
for owner
have this?
operators, you're gonna have to do everything for them. They want you to do everything. That's why they pay you. They pay
Yeah,
you
they want
because
you to
they
do the
don't want to
packets,
do
the
it.
credit
You know,
checking.
if all
And if you're going to be,
you're doing is saying, here's the load, see you later, and then they got to call and make all the appointments, and they got to call and set the load up, you ain't going to be around long.
What makes
You need to do all that
a
for 'em.
good dispatcher, anyways? Like, what makes you actually a good dispatcher for a dispatcher service? Just because you can work out of your house in your underwear, right? Any hour of the day, and get on a load board, right? And you're on a load board, and you can go, and you can find a load and call Frank up and be like, "Hi, Frank." What?
Yeah.
You're gonna call Frank up and say, "Hey, Frank, I got a load
I'll
for
be like
you.
Shaggy,
It's $1,000
we keep Shaggy
for
on
700
camera because
miles."
he's got some clothes on.
Hey,
that's why he's wearing clothes.
Hey, you got to I got a load for you, and you give them the load, and then they won't take it, and they say no after you work for hours for it, and then you're only going to get a paid percentage anyways. That's like, I mean, you don't even. I never understood that kind of dispatching. I mean, where you just do percentage, and you have like 200 trucks, but you really book like 5 loads a week, and then by the time you do all that work and build your name up so big, you end up running them out of the ground and hurting 2 or 3 because they say you sucked at booking loads because you never found what they wanted, instead of just telling a guy what he needs to make and getting it set up and do it for him and tell him. I mean, I charge $250 a week when I dispatch, and it's 7 days a week. And if I don't do $5,000 to $7,000 a week or whatever, I mean, they're not going to stay with me. So I tell them, I put them in a certain area. I don't hire drivers that run all over the place. I look for ones that have certain like niches. And if they only run in the Midwest, that's the ones I want. If they run for the Midwest to Northeast and back, I'll take some of those too. If they run around to South Florida and it's in the winter, I'm probably not going to take those guys because they're nuts and they need to go where the money is. So I'm going to set up guys that I know I can provide a product for, because if you go log in and go work for Frank and he pays you $10 an hour, you expected to get paid $400 a week if you work 40 hours, then why would you go work for somebody for free? To be a slave so he can tell you what to do? You're stupid because you don't know how to control his truck. That's dispatching. Another way of dispatching too is not everybody wants to be dispatched forever. So if you could hook you up yourself with a lot of partners that pay you residuals, and you're referring them to products they need to get certain jobs done, like insurance or whatever, or factoring or fuel cards, then you make more money when they leave anyways, and you could help them go on their own like they wanted to. You just help them in their first couple months. There's a lot of drivers that come to you just for help, just because they're new and they don't know who to haul for. And they get on the load board, and the load board says, well, sorry, the first 15 brokers said we won't use you. That's very frustrating sometimes, since there's nothing that tells you what you get hauled for when you're new. How we get on that topic?
She asked what a good dispatcher would do.
Oh, my
That's a good
bad.
question. That's a good answer.
Oh, okay, good. All right, I just try to get in a really long discussion because you talk so damn much.
I know. It works.
So let's go, guys. You got a few more minutes, 9 minutes and counting, and I'm shutting her down. Get some questions in Facebook. You guys, what do you guys got going on?
What is a fuel card? That's a credit card you buy fuel on. Shaggy, tell them about your fuel card.
I will. We have a really good fuel card through Flat Rate Funding. It's out of Michigan. It's what it is they give you up to 500 gallons a day per truck. There's no fees. There's really no credit check. It takes 7 days to get started. As long as you have a business check with the company's name on it, you get 15 and 20 cents off a gallon at TA Loves, or 15 off at TA and petrol is 20 cents off at Loves. There at the end of every month, they give you the discount back to you. And every Monday, they send you an invoice. On Tuesday, they take it out. It's reloaded, and you go at it again. Pretty cool. And you get as many cards as you want. What's up with that?
It's a pretty good deal.
All right.
That's a real good deal. I like it.
Oh, that's where you need affiliates. Affiliates make everything happen. I got a whole bunch of affiliates, don't we, Frank? We got
Yeah.
Fleet Screen, Commercial Fleet Data Systems, Fleet Shield, my Lions Truck and Trailer, my brokerage, DAT, Triumph, Pelican Truck Insurance, Fleet Screen, Pacific Financial Broker Bonds with Diane, Rig Nation, Evil Sizer, and Fast Lane Leasing. That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot of people.
And
but I notice they're not on here tonight. They're not supporting the freedom to learn movement tonight.
they are
They're
not,
probably not
are
watching
they?
some baseball game or something like that. They're not here.
No
They're not
help
here.
tonight, is there? We're going to have to get after them. You might have to call Matt. Dang, I need that. You guys, any of you need that? You guys can give me a holler and I'll get you set up. Let you know what's going on. Javier, hi, is Arizona a good state to run freight? Frank.
Javier, what?
He's
What
on
was the
YouTube.
question?
Javier on YouTube. Javier Castillo. As he says, is Arizona a good state to run freight right now? Or period? How does it work? What kind of equipment?
Arizona? Well, there's freight in Arizona. There's some manufacturing going on out there. There's hay. You can haul hay. You can haul grain. You haul food. You can haul milk in tankers.
Javier.
Hold on a minute.
Hold on, Javier.
Broker contracts and indemnification clauses.
What kind of
consequential
equipment,
damages, right to
brother?
offset provision. A lot of these
Flatbed,
issues
dry
with
van,
contracts
reefer?
are not covered by insurance. That's right, Brenda. And they're not covered unless you've got a pretty good lawyer to look over a contract for you. But those things and a couple of more, okay, that you just listed, that's quicksand in a contract. That's quicksand. That's a great way for some of these brokerages to keep your money from you. And the right to offset, the only way you can offset a
That's
freight
hard.
payment,
That
okay,
changes
the only way
game.
you can do that
I don't
is
have a lot
if
of
you get
answers
somebody
for hot
stupid
shot
enough
freight.
to sign to offset agreement within the contract. Because withholding your payment for freight pending a claim or pending damage, pending anything is illegal unless you agree to it. It's illegal. They have to pay you for your freight. They have to pay you for your service, and then they have to come back after you for the claim. Okay? TQL is famous for this. If you have if you do 20 shipments for them, and on one of those shipments you have $100 claim, they will hold all 20 of your invoices until they get their $300. It's illegal for them to do that, and they know it's illegal for them to do that. They also know that holding 20 of your invoices will probably make you go broke, and you can't afford to go out and hire a lawyer to represent you to make them let go of the invoices. And then if you do, it'll take 2 months to go to court anyway, and you're already broke. They know that. That's the shittiest company in the world. And I don't care who hears it or tells them. Run, tell them.
Hey,
I just happen to have a kid that's a lawyer and he owes me money.
So Javier asked the question, hi, Arizona is a good state to run freight. And I asked him what kind of freight. He said 40-foot flatbed. So it's more likely he's talking about a hot shot. So when you start talking about hot shots out there, you're going to have a lot of trouble. A lot of people in Arizona have trouble with hot shots. Now, there's all kinds of different freight out there. And so if you have a hot shot and you're having trouble with freight in the area, you need to go find that freight. You need to get out of your truck and go find people that make air conditioners and machinery and different things that need to be moved. Also, open up your 40-foot hot shot. If it is a 40-foot hot shot, open it up and get into cars and different things like that so you can move other products around when you're in certain areas. Just change your authority a little bit so you can make more money, you know? So definitely get out of the vehicle and go start looking for Lennox and Carrington because it's a hot motherfucker out there. So, you know, they got air conditioner people somewhere and they like to use hot shots all the time. So air conditioners, small parts, machineries, manufacturers, go to them and talk to them. Go to places that are shipping flatbeds and see if they need smaller vehicles to move. So start looking for anything that manufactures metal, flatbed, machinery, parts, air conditioners, and just walk your happy ass in there and tell them you want to move their freight. It works just like that.
Yeah. Also, don't overlook the agricultural stuff. Hay,
onions,
parts, oil field parts
fields,
pay very, very well.
Pipe companies.
40-foot flatbed works really,
a lot
really
of
good for that kind
pipe
of thing.
companies too. You know, generators. I mean, you know, there's all that stuff can't always go on a flatbed because they can't use that size of a trailer in there. So even though it's a little bit smaller, they still want you guys. You know, so get off your butt and get to work.
Should factoring be long-term or just long enough to get you established financially? VR, you know, we get this question a lot. And here's my answer to the question. Factoring. If you get a good deal on factoring, and Shaggy can tell you, you know, some really, really good deals with some of his associates, okay? If you get a good deal on factoring, you got to ask yourself one question. Let's say you get a factoring company and they charge you 2.5% to factor your invoices, okay? Can you hire somebody to do your billing, to chase down all, to do the qualification for credit, you know, get people qualified for credit, to do your billing, to do your collections, to follow up on it? Can you hire somebody for 2%?
The low boards, Javier, are never going to save you. Go ahead, Frank. Sorry.
So if the answer to that question is no, it would cost me 4 or 5% to hire that person, then factoring is a good idea. If you've got a whole lot of money in the bank and you want to hire your sister-in-law to keep your brother happy, then, you know, maybe that's a different thing. But every question you guys ask me, and V, I've tried to be, you know, I've tried to help today, but every question you ask me, I answer you with a business answer. And good business is, if you have the money and you can do it cheaper, then you should do it cheaper. If you don't have the money and it would cost you more to hire a person to do your billing and chase down those invoices, get people qualified, find out if they have good credit or not, because the factoring companies do all that for you. They'll tell you real quick, hey, better watch these people. They don't pay their bills, and we don't want to carry their invoices.
And another thing,
that's somebody you don't want to do business with.
And another thing, think about a lot of people. A lot of people use factoring or financing because it saves their working capital. The more working capital you can put down payments on trailers, have maintenance sent around, and a whole lot of other stuff. It's not just about burning your cash and risking your money at 30 to 60 days at $20,000 or more a semi. It's the idea of keeping that money in the bank in case something happens when you know you're getting paid, and 2.5%, 1% or whatever is not worth the punishment of having to risk a whole lot of cash at one time. I mean, what if you're doing flatbed and oversizing? You have to do one load that pays a lot, and it's the only thing to get you out. It takes up $15,000 in permits to wait, and you have to wait 40 days for your cash. And because you don't factor your freight, there's so many variables that come in. And, you know, there's another thing too, Javier, over there, if you're still there on YouTube, you know, you can also start to stop waiting just to book a load when you're waiting on the boards to use it. Start using a network, get a spreadsheet, and start just calling brokers, even though you don't need a load, and start networking and finding out what they got, where it's going, and have to put them on lists and start to create a spreadsheet and start getting every broker contact you have evolved for, and start blasting an email blasting where you're getting empty all the time instead of just posting and staring on the screen. And anytime you got downtime, whether you're running or not, just keep finding new brokers that have a hotshot 40-foot loads and start getting relationships with. Don't just wait until you book a load. Just keep calling them and finding new ones, because there's so many of them that have freight, but a lot of times there's hot shots out there, and until they need one, then they're on there, and you need to be watching for those guys to keep building a network and getting on their email list, because there's so much hot shot freight that never even hits the board that you don't even have to get from customers. So just remember that when you're networking, brother. And you guys too. Is that cool?
Very good.
Okay.
Nancy, I saw your question a minute ago about recourse and non-recourse, and some representative told you there was no difference. Yeah, that's bullshit. There's a big difference between recourse and no recourse. Big difference. Big difference. And you pay for that difference. That's bullshit what he's telling you. You pay for the difference. You know, V, another thing, Nikki's asking for an address on the fuel card, Shaggy.
Go ahead.
Nikki's asking for the address on the fuel card.
I'm getting it, brother. I'm getting it. I don't have an address. She needs to get a hold of Justin.
Yeah, you get a hold of Justin Kleiber. He'll get you. You know, V, the other thing about most of the factoring companies that you'll deal with, they will give you a representative. You know, they'll give you a person to work with there. And it's just like anything else in the business. You know, it's a great idea to build a relationship with that person, because, you know, if they see your invoices and you're having a conversation and they see a customer and they go, hey, you know, hey V, these guys are really, really good. They pay their bills.
Javier. I'm trying to help. If you want to talk, just call me.
You want to pay attention to that. Okay. You just got a business lead. Okay. They can help you with that, because they deal, you know, with a whole lot of different customers all day, every day.
Guys.
And if you got If you got somebody with bad credit that doesn't pay their bills and you're sitting there trying to finance it yourself without factoring and you get hung on about 20 loads, you're out of business.
Guys, and if you guys are interested in the fuel card, guys, all you got to do is hit Justin Kleber. He's one of the administrators in our Facebook group. Or you can just call me tomorrow at 812-870-2039, and we'll get an app out to you so you can get set up. It's a phenomenal fuel card, and it just takes about 5 days to get set up. All you have to do is have a voided check with your business name on it, and they'll front you, damn near $2,500 worth of fuel a week, and they just take it out every Tuesday, and they give you a notice on Monday. So you just make sure the money's in there, and then they return it. And if anybody needs to know about factoring, we work with Triumph. I love them very much. And I've been doing factoring stuff for like ever. And if you guys want to know about non-recourse, recourse, how it works with the brokerage, rebates, reserves, how much money you really get on a brokerage, why they're all recourse. If you want to learn about non-recourse, the different types and who all has what, I'll be glad to break it down for you. I know about every kind of companies out there. We start carriers out at 3%, and we like to put them on a sliding scale after their volume gets bigger and bigger. So the more the volume are, we want to keep them here so the less they get, because that's what you should reserve. And then if you're going to work with a factoring company, you should make sure they have software and technology to make sure when you turn in your bills, you actually get paid. And they should have some services to go with you, and that's one of the reasons why we like Triumph, because they do spend a lot of damn money on technology. But there's all kinds out there, All right. No. I'll tell you about it later, Kathy. Thanks for clearing the air. All right, so Javier had said his thanks on YouTube. What was the information about the fuel card? You guys can contact us. As soon as I register my dispatch service, I'll do a one-on-one on Friday. No problem. Yeah, hurry up and book up at shaggysexpress.com. We got like 9 coming in. And then Penny did an email blast, and now there's like everybody's calling. Justin was laughing. I had like 18 calls in like 2 minutes. It was retarded.
Get her to find me 3 truck drivers and 5 owner operators.
Well, did you guys hear that? Anybody out there in YouTube land and freaking Facebook? We need owner operators, and we need 3 company drivers that want to be lazy and run from Louisville to Nashville.
Back and forth, back and forth.
That's all they got to do, guys.
Off on the weekend, home every night.
Home on the weekend, every night. 3 drivers starting tomorrow at Frank's, going from Nashville to Louisville. You guys lazy? You want to do it? Give Frank a call. He's going to put the number up there for you. And if you guys need fuel cards or factoring or roadside service or insurance or any of that stuff, we help with that too. Plus, we do the one-on-ones. We also have a lot of guys coming in because we're booked up on schools. There's no more classes. April 29th and May 13th, the last ones we're doing. And then we got some news after that we'll be starting previously 30 days right after that. We're going to start doing something different, but I'll tell you guys about it later. It's going to be fascinating. Bro, I was shocked, it'd be cool. Anyways, so if you guys need any of our partners or sponsors, you guys need some freight, Frank's got it going on. If you're owner operators that want some consistent freight that aren't getting it where you're at, Frank's got 5 spots open, guys. Spread the word. Tell everybody out there. And then we also got 3 company drivers. So anybody who lives in the vicinities of Nashville, Tennessee, and Louisville, or you know a person, and they've been wanting to go home every night and do a load every day and be home on the weekends, or if they want to work extra on the weekends, I think he's got that too, right, Frank?
Yes, we can work. One of the customers takes delivery on Saturday, and they're always begging us to pick up extra loads if you want to make some extra money.
Yeah, this is a good freight, guys. Spread the word. And then maybe Frank will call Edwin sometime in the next 30 days.
I'm going to call Ed.
Whatever. He's been sending me messages. I'm like, he'll get a hold of you. You make me look so bad.
I'm going to have my people call Ed's people.
I'm sending Swaggle. I got him on Facebook now. I'm sending Swaggle a message and telling him the bike's in your garage.
You don't want Swaggle to know where you live.
I'm telling him where you live and the bike's in your garage.
Tell him, send him on over. I'm not scared of the little fella.
All right, you guys are awesome. Thanks for sharing, guys. So it's that time again. It's been a wonderful night. I'm tired. I've been here all day. I've done talking. I'm losing my voice, and Frank's getting older and older by the minute.
Hold on a minute.
Christine
Uncle Frank
Parker
is fading
said
fast.
drive-in. What is it? What do you want with the drive-in? What's that question for?
What about a drive-in? We like drive-ins.
We do like drive-in.
Christine, are you asking if it's a drive-in that we haul from Louisville to Nashville? Yes, it is. Drive-in. You can either bring your own or I got some. There's your phone again, Shaggy. People are dying for information.
Dispatch.
The freedom to learn movement is alive and well.
Oh. Yes, this is Shaggy. What can I help you with? Opportunity's knocking. I gotta find out. What are you? I'm live on Facebook right now. Do what? Yes. What can I help you with? Right on. Can you give me your phone number? Because I'm live on Facebook right now, and I'll be glad to teach you about dispatching. You're like my 9th call today. What's your call back now? All right. What's your number? Man, it never stops. It's 9 o'clock at night. Anybody else want to call? You guys can call in. I'll put it on speakerphone if you want to. Me and Frank will talk to you. It's 812-420-2291. Anybody want to call in? Go ahead. Thanks, guys. What does Frank need? 3 drivers, company drivers, and 5 owner-operators. You guys have a wonderful weekend. If anybody wants to call in when we're having the show, me and Frank will add you guys in. It's 812-420-2291. I'll give one person that wants to call in real quick and say hi to me and Frank. Go ahead. 812-420. See if anybody calls. All right, there's the number. All right there. So you got we'll finish it at 9, Frank. We'll give them 5 minutes for a few more questions. And you guys on YouTube, if you want to call in, it's 812-420-2291 during the day. If you guys need me on the cell phone, it's 812-870-2039. You guys want to schedule a one-on-one? You guys need to hurry up. They're filling up, and I got class next week. Oh, we got somebody calling in at shaggyexpress.com. Hello? What's up? It's Shaggy and Frank. Oh, let's see. Are you there? It's Shaggy and Frank. Oh, you'll have to call back again. Try it again. All right, so we'll let them try again. And if you guys want to schedule a one-on-one, it's shaggyexpress.com. And we'll add this one in, huh? How's it going? Hello? Man, we're not having no luck with this, are we? Are you there? Hello? Hey, boys. All right, cool. And welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You got Shaggy and Frank.
Hey, okay. This is Dee. I've been on the page with you guys.
Okay. And how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
You got any questions for me and Frank before we shut her down?
Well, the only thing is, the only comment, not really a question, but my biggest comment was on the other training, because I know online we see a lot of other people offering other training and stuff. So the thing on that is, because I always come here to get my training,
right?
Watch the videos and ask my questions and stuff. And there was this one other group that I ventured in, and the lady was hot shot on it. But then if you don't do your due diligence and you follow up on stuff, because she claims she has this brokerage and what's not, but then when you go to the FMSCA, which was one thing I learned from the group, you go there and you look, it says that she's not active.
Nope. There's a lot of them like that. Like, I won't say the names, but there's one in Columbus, Ohio. There's one over in North Carolina. There's one in Atlanta. And then there's one that that's really, really big that travels around to Dallas, to Jacksonville, and Savannah, and she just reinstated her authority again, did her bond, and she promotes a lot too and makes it look really, really big. It's amazing how you can do your.
Yeah, and I said, I'm glad that I've learned that little tip of how to go check stuff.
Yeah.
Because she was calling some crazy numbers. Well, you just pay me $8,000 and I'll teach you everything.
Wow. You hear that, Frank?
So it's crazy out there. The sharks and the snakes are running around.
Do you hear that, Frank?
Yeah, I can barely hear, but I can hear a little bit.
Oh, sorry, I had you on the other one because that phone kept ringing in. Sorry. She was talking about the schools. She learned from us the other day about checking out the schools and checking out the credibility of the brokers and stuff. From when I was doing the one on that gray T-shirt when I was bidding the other day, and she said it saved her because the people were going to charge like $8,000, and she's on Facebook.
Holy smoke! We're in the wrong business, man. We should be charging people $8,000.
$8,000.
Let me tell you something. If you get on a one-on-one call with Shaggy, okay, he's gonna send you enough information that, and I will just say it because they're friends of mine. They live right down the street. I love them to death. They're good guys. He will send you information on your very first one-on-one call with him that NASDAQ charges $1,695 for. That's what he's going to send you.
It's a lot of money.
Call. And I mean, when you
we give it out in our class too.
It's a lot to go through. It's a lot to digest. And it's going to take you, a couple of times going through it, to get it and digest it and understand it. But it's basically trucking 101. He starts you from zero, okay, and just goes, trucking 101, and it's excellent stuff, excellent information.
Hey, we're gonna have to try this phone call thing again. You know what, Frank?
Showed you the invoices.
Yeah.
Oh, I get my clients their loads and they pay $5,000 a load and stuff like that. And out of curiosity, I called the broker company that was on the invoice that she said, and I used the MC number, and the guy there, he goes, well, we don't have a company with that number listed that we load for.
Wow.
So that was another red flag right there.
Yeah, but you know what's bad is how many people do you think she's already got?
Plenty.
That's what I'm talking about. It's over and over and over, and you can't find anything about these people that they're moving freight. And if you do, they get you on with chicken plants and lumber mills and produce places and stuff like that, mulch and lumber mills. I say that all the time, and no one wants to haul those. And my grandma could never made a phone call before could get every one of those email lists.
Awesome.
What do you think, Frank? Am I wrong?
It's crazy.
If you come to my office, if you come to my office, you're going to see people sitting. You're going to see a whole bunch of people sitting around brokering freight. That's what we do.
What'd you say,
we
Frank?
broker freight.
Yeah,
that's our job. That's what we do. You're going to see a whole bunch of people brokering freight, and you're going to see me and a little baby Frank 3. That's Shaggy's buddy, little baby Frank.
Little baby
you see him walking around. What's going on here? What do these people need? Who do I need to talk to? What's happening? Let's move some freight. You're going to see people moving freight because that's what we do.
But they're not going to do that because you're doing it in an office. They rent a place because theirs is too small to show you how busy they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we've got two offices, but our brokerage office, the main office, is it's a very, very busy place. From 7 o'clock in the morning till 6 or 7 o'clock every night, every day. And my girls are crazy good at what they do. They listen to the show once in a while, listen to me and Shaggy, and they see some of the questions and they go, is that for real? That person paid that much money to go to some school and they only told them that?
I remember when Carlos paid.
You all hear my girls. They think it's funny.
Yeah,
they get a kick
nuts.
out of it.
Well, D, you have anything else for us you want to ask while you're on here?
No, that's just it for the time being. Like I said, I'm more interested first in starting. Well, I have 3 tractor trailers, 4 actually, but 3 are currently running. One is waiting for a driver, and I'm just trying to branch out and do other stuff while the others are running before I go full authority and brokerage and all that stuff.
That's awesome. Well, when you get close to that, let me know so I can help you get more efficient on the drivers and getting residuals and networking and all that good stuff if you ever need help.
I'm starting from Friday, so Friday's going to be my first
Dee,
call with you.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
so
we go from there.
awesome. What'd you say, Frank?
Where is she based?
Where are you based out, D?
I'm out of Georgia.
Georgia.
What part?
Just above Atlanta, Augusta.
Okay, I'm in Nashville. We're not that far apart.
Yeah, we're not far. I run those going to Nashville, Knoxville, Johnstown, those kind of areas too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we love
we're
having
close.
you. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Frank.
She's probably one of those Bulldog fans, right?
Well, honestly, I don't follow sports.
Oh.
She lives in Athens, and then she's not a Bulldog fan. You're probably my new favorite person.
Oh.
Yeah, you are. Definitely are.
Well, we're going to let you go. We appreciate you coming on, and we thank your support of our show. We look forward to be able to help you, and I can't wait to see you Friday.
Alrighty, thank you.
Yep. Awesome. Now we got people calling in. That's crazy, guys. So tell them what you want to tell them, Frank, and get the hell off my channel.
I'm getting off of here because you and I'll just sit here and talk all night long, and it just comes to no good. But listen, thanks everybody for having me.
Hey, Diane.
I hope it works out. Everybody needs help.
Hold on, Frank. Frank.
Next
Hold
Wednesday night we'll be
Frank,
here.
hold on. We got one more. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Shaggy, hey, this Eric with Day Trucking.
Hey, what's
up?
up?
I spent about $600 on one of those schools, man, but I want to try to set up a one-on-one with you, man, kind of sharpen.
So tell us about the school. Me and Frank are dying to know. Tell everybody about it.
You say tell about the school?
Yeah, we want to know about the school. This is what tonight's about. Tell us about the school.
Oh, it was Right Lane something, and they had like a hotel room where they had probably about 20 people paying $600. And they came and, giving all this information, how to get your MC and the bond and all this kind of stuff. But like I said, she can't even. She's still back at square one.
Wow. What did I do cold calling with you, or talk about terminology, or how to go out and canvas, or anything like that?
Nothing.
Wow, that's $600.
And you paid $600?
I'm a driver, dude. And I'm a driver. I got my own authority and everything. I book loads on the spot market, but I'm trying to get it where I get where
of course you are.
Direct customers and kind of.
Of course you are. You want to get some more customers, and you want to diversify your company, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We can help you with
She's
that.
She's an ex-driver too. I mean, me and her used to team, so she know the business, everything. That she's
Right.
at home right now.
That's bad if she goes to pay somebody money and she knows enough about the business for driving, and she's still confused when she comes back.
Yeah. I mean, like
you hear that, Frank?
Like, and
yeah,
a lot of stuff she already knew because she's a driver. She got her CDLs and everything, but
right.
a lot of stuff it was like redundant. But like,
I'm so over the broker schools.
Stuff like, yeah,
that's crazy.
A broker, but I was, it's kind of like she still is number one. We still on the spot market. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if you guys go to my shaggysexpress.com, there's a scheduling on there. It has all my open hours for the one-on-one. Right?
Yeah, you guys, if you haven't figured it out by now, we've been asking you for 2 hours. Ask questions. Talk about what you want to talk about. Start where you want to start. Tell us where you want to go. That's how we operate. If we want to start at one-on-one, how do I get my authority? We can help you with that. We will help you with that. If you want to know how to go get customers, we will help you with that.
Right.
If you want to know, whether you should factor or not, we will help you with that. We want to pick up the pace. We want to pick it up where you need help and help you with that. That's what we do. That's what we're here for.
All right.
Yeah, and if you want
one-on-one with you?
Yeah, you can set one up. Just go to shaggyexpress.com, or they're right there on the front of the Facebook group where you're watching the video. It says right there on the top up there where it says book now. You can schedule there, or you can go to our website, shaggyexpress.com. I put it up in the link earlier.
Okay, all right.
And we have, and
Okay.
I have available this week. Next week, I have one of my last classes, and then I'll have availability the week after that.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll put up on it then. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, we appreciate your calls. Keep spreading the word and keep keeping the Freedom to Learn movement going. And anytime you need help,
Okay,
just
then.
call in. I'm going to start doing this phone call thing a lot more often. I really like this. What do you think, Frank?
Okay.
I like it.
Cool, brother. Well, anything we can help you with, man. I'm sorry you had to pay for that school, but we're going to start fixing this stuff. We're going to help people learn how to do it the right way and really learn how to talk and network. And you do have when we get it to where you guys can make it extra income and work for some other carriers and use those assets to go after customers so you can actually take care of them when you get them.
Okay, then. All right. I appreciate it. Thank
Peace, brother. Yep. All right, man. What a day. No more calls tonight. Phone lines are shut down. That's awesome. I wanted to see how that worked. Isn't that awesome?
That's great. I like it. I tell you what we ought to do next week, Shaggy. We ought to show people how to get a customer. Everybody wants to know, how do I get a customer? I can't get customers. I'm too shy. I'm very shy to get customers. So next week, why don't we talk about how to get a customer?
It's a
That's
deal.
what we're going to talk about next week. How to get, because if you're chasing load boards, if you're freight chasing, you're going to go broke. If you haven't already, you're going to pretty soon.
Yeah,
because
it's going to be a long time, man.
If you don't understand the business, you're going to go broke.
Dude,
you need your own customers. I don't care if you got 1 truck or 50 trucks. I don't care if you want to be a broker or a dispatcher. If you don't have freight, you ain't in the trucking business.
It could be 2021 or 2022 before it ever picks back up. Don't shit yourself, man. It'll go this long. It happens all the time. Hey, one thing. Remember that guy from South Africa?
Yeah.
That came to the truck show, the one that flew 35 hours just to get training by us?
Yeah.
This is a hat from his country. That's that. We're supposed to, remember we're going to do the shout out? I forgot his shirt, but this is from a guy from South Africa. Birdie, that's in our group, this is from his friend's company that does charity and helps a lot of the farmers with hay and all this stuff. It's pretty cool. I don't know how to say it, but it's like Drugi Hope something. I don't know. Anyways, it's from South Africa. Shout out. All right, so.
Shout out.
Let's see. Yes, I want to know. What's up, Shaggy? Shelf company with age. Did you read that? I can't see. I left my glasses. Don't know why people worry about how long a company has been in business. I can get a shelf company with age and add myself as an officer, and boom, now I can be in business as long as the company's been in business. I wish it worked that fast. You think it works that fast? That's a good question. You read that?
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, you can do that, but good luck with that. Yeah.
It doesn't work as much. I mean, it doesn't work as much. Anyways, so it's from the Freedom to Learn movement and Grumpy Old Frank and Swoggle that's going to probably kick my ass on June 1st there in Nashville, Tennessee.
I would say definitely going to kick your ass.
So if you guys are going to get a load to June 1st in Nashville.
He's got you on his mind. He can't sleep at night.
I know.
He ain't sleeping much.
I think I got to go have like back surgery or something that day. I won't be able to make
it. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Bicycle back.
Hey, so everybody keep spreading the movement. And thanks for everybody to hang out and stay on. Thanks everybody on YouTube. Check us out at shaggyexpress.com. Don't forget to put reviews about our show on Google. Google Shaggy Consulting and Training and tell people what you think about our information and spread the word, bring the movement, and keep helping everybody. If you need any help from our partners, let us know. Like I said, we got every kind of partner in the world to help you with your company. Make sure you check out our one-on-ones. He's excited to help and teach. And next week, we'll have some students on here to tell you about their experience in my one-on-one class and my classes hands-on. And we have 2 more classes left, guys. Sorry, they're all booked up. You still could get in with Steven's class, and we're going to have some good news here soon. All right. So if anybody's having trouble, help, you can't move Frank, make sure you tune in next Wednesday at 7 Eastern time, and make sure you tell everybody you know to come join the group that's needing help in the industry. Me and Frank will be here every Wednesday night at 7. Appreciate you guys. Get your questions in. And next week, the last hour of the show, I'll open the phones up and you guys can call in and talk to me and Frank. We'll do it for a whole hour. The first hour we'll talk. We'll start earlier a little bit. We'll start at 7, me and Frank, and then we'll get going at 8. We'll do phone calls. We'll let you guys talk and get involved. I kind of like that. Get your questions ready. We're here to answer. See if you can stump us. Why not?
Yeah,
There's a
that's
challenge.
fun. See if you can stop us.
Yeah,
Hey,
get
guys,
something we
thanks for
haven't
having
seen
us.
or
I'm
do.
tuning out. Shaggy, peace out.
Later. Get us, stop us, bring something good. Call us out. See if we're for real. Check us. You let me know what you want to see. You want to see phone numbers? And next week, I'll go over the map. We'll talk about it. If anybody wants a map, give us a call. We'll make one for you. Call and let me know what you need. Set up one-on-ones. I look forward to working with you guys and have a wonderful week. Good luck to your journey.
Good job, sir.
Still, I gotta shut this one off. And later, YouTube to you. Thank you for joining. It's awesome. Thank you for giving me a great time with at least, I don't know how many viewers I had in and out, but it was pretty awesome. Can't shut it off.